Hey, howdy and hello, and welcome to the Crazy Train podcast, the comedy podcast with no rails. I'm your host, Rob Wade, and I'm joined, as always, by my rock, the incomparable Blake Harmer.
Soup.
Brad Harmer-Barnes is with us.
El Jabberwonka.
And Sal Crouch is with us.
I'm sat opposite Blake, so I think you could say that couldn't really get any worse.
All right.
I like that you said,
Fair.
I don't know if it picked up, obviously, but the fact that you said, I'm sat opposite Blake, and then obviously the siren just started going.
It'll probably come in just like in the noise gate, just here and there. So it's like, beep, beep. Like, oh, this police car's reversing. Yeah.
That's because they heard you open the door going, give me your money, blood.
Shit. Oh, God, Blake the Crip.
So what you're in for, if you haven't heard the Crazy Train before, is a bunch of friends shooting the breeze. We start from a point and we go where the conversation takes us. Nobody knows where the Crazy Train goes. So if that sounds like your bag, then get on board like so many intelligent people before you. And if you don't, then that's fine. Stick a spoon up your ass and get to fuck island. Those all make sense in context.
What kind of train are we?
Landmaster. I don't know, is that a train?
Sounds
like it could be.
Sounds like an Aerosmith song, to be honest with you.
Game.
It sounds very 40k, like
Yeah.
Landmaster train.
I don't know, I've always kind of mentally pictured us as just a standard electric current modern day train, but I don't know. Right in. Are we a steam train?
Yeah. To be fair, we're one that's not on the rails.
Are we a bullet train?
Yeah, maybe. We do talk quite fast, I've noticed.
We do, yeah. Fair old clip.
It's one of those, I'm able to, because I have a lot of podcasts on my rotation.
Yeah,
I
same.
do a lot of them at 1.3 speed. And there are certain ones I can't do just because they talk too fast.
That's a really, really good idea. I'm going to start
doing
isn't
it?
it?
I've been doing
it
that
works
with
for
audiobooks.
most. Yeah, it works for most podcasts. Occasionally, a host will just speak too fast. Normally, that 1.3 speed is just unintelligible. Let's say we're probably on the end.
We're on the cusp.
Yeah, we've had some nice feedback from new listeners about
the speed we
us
talk.
being more fun. Well, no, just us being fast paced but entertaining. So
That's good.
Yeah,
So it's a tightly packed show.
yeah, like corned beef.
Yeah.
It's spilling over.
Except we keep for longer.
Although
Although
we're
actually,
Although they can keep forever.
Podcasts are inherently vegan, I guess.
Yeah, I guess in the sense that
no animals were hurt in the production.
well, no,
of
apart
this.
from that badger we wrote off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, episode 15 was a weird one.
That was collateral damage. That
Yeah.
wasn't...
I said, aren't we more of a pate?
Yeah, I guess so.
Vegan
course
pate.
or
Yeah,
Yeah.
vegan pate.
What the fuck is vegan pate?
This
This is like your idea for vegan foie gras. It's not going to work. Like, you just can't force that much basil into a butternut squash, all right?
Basically margarine.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's very
You
defeated.
defeatist fucker. How's everybody doing? You all well?
Yeah, I was good, and then the story started, and yeah, all good.
Yeah,
Yourself?
cool.
Yeah.
Sat
Yeah.
next to Blake. So.
Yeah.
Check us out on iTunes and all that, yeah. So we got some listener questions, which is always nice. It helps us to kind of send us on our way. So one is in the mix from last time. I think it was one that we thought it would make for an entertaining subject, and we just decided to add it to the mix.
Yeah.
We'll find out if we were right or not
Oh, cool.
in the next 5 minutes.
Love being entertained.
Good. Well, a bit like Brad Pitt in Troy. Or no, wait, all the people in Troy who aren't Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
That's the one. No, it's Gladiator, isn't it?
I don't know.
I get mixed up with people who wear armour and
Other
swing
two
swords
energies
around.
Or is it Spartacus?
Yeah.
That
Or
was
is it Gods of
entertaining.
Egypt?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, much for
God, that
muchness.
film was entertaining in
Yeah.
so many different ways.
Yeah?
It was certainly a film I've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
There's
was Batman versus Uncle Owen, so that's kind of cool.
We've added like Nicholas
The
Costa.
crossover we
that was
never
a
knew we
different
wanted.
film.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of the one with Nikolai Costa-Waldau or whatever his name is.
Oh,
Down.
No, it
Game
was
of
Gods of
Thrones?
Egypt,
is it?
I think.
I don't know.
Gods of Egypt was a film.
Oh, maybe.
thinking of Stargate?
No, sorry. You're right. I'm mixing it up with Exodus, Gods and Kings.
That was it.
Because they all sound very
They do
similar.
sound very
Gods of
similar.
Egypt was the one with Jeffrey Rush in.
Is it?
Russian. Jeffrey Russian.
Oh, Jamie
Russia in
Lannister.
it.
Jamie Lannister versus Barbossa, the crossover
Yeah.
again that we didn't know
It
we
was
wanted.
with oh god, wasn't it the guy that played? I can't remember his name.
What's
He was
his
in the
name from 300?
He was in Warrior. He played against Tom Hardy.
Oh,
Can't remember his name. Do you know
vaguely, yeah.
who I'm on about?
Yeah, I do.
No good for radio, I'm afraid, folks.
That's fine.
but-
Well, we can fact check it and stick it in the show notes later.
Yeah.
So the question that we posed ourselves in the past, I don't know, there must be a less clunky way of doing that, but fuck it.
Questions that were asked to us.
Yeah, questions that were asked to us
Should
by
be so
us. Yeah.
Sexy.
Greetings, future you, it says. Wow, we were precocious even then.
Yeah.
What movies need musical adaptations?
Movie musicals or stage musicals?
I don't think it matters that much.
Because I would relish the challenge of recreating Die Hard on stage.
Yeah, because
Godzilla for me.
Godzilla, the musical.
I just watched a TV show where they did do a piss take of a Die Hard musical.
Yeah.
That sounds like something Community
was
would
it
have done,
on?
I guess.
No,
Yeah, maybe,
It
yeah.
wasn't Community. It was like that though. Can't remember
Silicon
what it
Valley or
was.
something, maybe.
I don't know, but it definitely exists, and it was definitely funny.
Okay,
It
cool.
was-
Cool.
was
Well,
good.
that
Yeah.
narrows it down.
Good.
Could be
In
Frasier.
that case, I'm going to say
Yeah.
Die Hard with a Vengeance for musical.
All right, cool.
That's good.
Because there's not enough car chases on stage.
I
Yeah,
suppose
and you know, it always ends well when somebody walks onto a stage with a sandwich board that says,
It's raining dogs and cats.
"Yeah, that's the one." Sure.
Yeah,
I'm honestly surprised there was never Twilight the musical.
Yeah, that is a
Because
surprise.
It
that
feels
was-
like there's
Twilight was at its biggest when it seemed like every
Trademark.
trashy movie was getting a
Yes.
stage musical adaptation. I mean,
Yeah, the
the
thing
dancing
with
musical came
the
along.
thing with musicals though
yeah.
is that they sort of become back in vogue a good 10 years after or 20 years after that thing is dead.
Yeah, it was just because those two things were kind of in vogue. It's surprised there was no crossover.
Yeah, well, there wasn't even talk of it. At least, yeah,
Yeah, High
Is that-
School Twilight.
yeah. High School,
Maybe they'll do.
High School Musical.
Maybe
There you go.
they'll skip that and just
Adapt
do
that into a
musical
stage
50
musical.
Shades.
Oh no, they've done that.
You know, I did start writing a book once, which it was one of those that petered out and never really went anywhere. Which was they tried a group of friends tried to make Top Gun the musical,
Right.
but it kind of got a bit like producers type ridiculously over top with them actually trying to put it on an actual aircraft carrier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. An
And then
idea
they
that petered
fucked.
out. Yeah,
Because Top Gun.
Turned into Con Air halfway through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I would watch the fuck out of an Event Horizon musical.
well, yeah. Who
Yeah.
did you get to do the music though? I used to send a no button.
Clint
Ennio
Mansell.
Morricone for a weird twist.
Yeah, okay, that is a weird. Yeah, I don't know if he's ever done a musical.
The joke assassin is upon us again.
What I'd like for Event Horizon a musical was if everyone was credited as their character name except for one actor who was just credited as Sean Pertwee.
He is playing, you know,
Yeah.
a kind of Sean Pertwee caricature. Like the weird Sean Pertwee straw man. Get your fucking ass back here now. Where? Where, of course,
I
we're
love that,
spelled
man.
W-E, 3 A's and 4 H's.
For some reason, he's getting mixed up with Michael Caine in my head because they both played Alfred.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off, Master Wayne.
Batman!
I'm still waiting for
Get your ass
that.
back here.
Well, I mean, as the films have gone on, Alfred has got more and more Cockney, so I was half
You're
expecting.
right, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as I said, next one will be Danny Dyer.
I was going to say, what is the logical
watch that.
progression?
Yeah.
I'd actually watch that.
Bruce, don't do that.
Stormzy, I guess.
Oh my god!
Getting way too
But-
big for your
yeah.
magnet boots. Boom.
Oh, Batman, shut up. On a side note, I love Stormzy.
Yeah, okay,
It's
fair
nice,
enough.
right? It's fine.
Yeah, cool. Good for him.
Yeah.
Like, I hear he's pretty popular with the kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know enough about the grime thing to comment, really.
Well,
I'm
quite,
assuming
yeah.
he's grime. I don't
For a
know.
I think
grime
so.
phase,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
he's
think so.
grime. He appeared on Best of Grime.
What is the definition of grime? Is it just British hip hop?
I think so.
Or is there other qualifiers?
I
It
never
has to
really,
be in hard to reach places.
It's very
like
persistent.
Wolverhampton.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to use Sif to turn it off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was interested.
So
to
that
know.
boom.
Noel Clarke puts them in his movies.
Okay.
Actually, that was a joke, but yeah. If you can imagine it
That was
in a Noel
intended
Clarke
as
movie.
humorous, but it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So we're saying an all grime musical remake of Kes is what I'm hearing.
All right. Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll give it a go.
Piers, you're too big for your boots.
Come
Core,
back.
core.
Come. Oh, shut up and come back, you prick.
You're a backup dancer. Oi, rude boy Kez,
Fucking
get
hell.
down.
So we've come up with Event Horizon, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Kes.
Grime the musical.
Grime
Anything
Kes.
else? Kids, maybe? Just a real throw in the fucking cheer.
Chia Seed the music. I don't know.
There you go.
You get to score kids for musical, just New Order, I guess.
I mean, Robbie Williams and Kylie had a go.
Kids is in. Oh God, amazing. Did you mean the Larry Clark kids?
Yeah, Larry
Oh,
Clark
God,
kids,
Larry Clark. Jeez.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I know, right? People versus Larry Clark. What a movie.
I know.
Just, you know, Larry, well, that Woody Harrelson playing Rosario Dawson is weird.
Oh, that's why I found her oddly appealing.
Yeah, well, you know, Woody Harrelson. That happens. Zombieland.
So, oh, yeah.
That'd work.
We just go anything with Woody Harrelson in now.
No, it just kind of popped
Woody
in my head while we were
Harrelson
talking about him, yeah.
musical.
Zombieland musical. I
True
would be
Detective
well up
Season
for.
1, the musical.
Defendor.
That's a weird film.
It is a weird film.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrors are probably
With
the
the Misfits
most
doing a soundtrack.
right for
There you go.
musicals,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think because they got great success out of Cannibal, and that was fun.
And they did
And
the
Repo, the
Evil
Repo
Dead
Apparently
one.
there's only
Yeah.
made one in
Yeah.
Las
Evil
Vegas,
Dead.
isn't it?
Yep.
There's
Yeah,
some
and
dodgy YouTube videos of it.
No, I
It's
think that
quite
was
great.
just Cher.
Oh, right.
That was,
She's got a weird stage presence.
that was burlesque.
My mum and dad at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival saw Reanimator, the musical.
Nice.
Oh,
And
sweet.
apparently there was a splash zone in the front 3 seats they gave
I
Anorex
believe
to.
it. Yeah, basically like
Brilliant.
watching Blue Man Group or Gallagher.
Yeah.
It's like- except entertaining or the Blue Man Group.
We do Gallagher.
Gallagher, yeah. Do you
Sorry,
remember
we're doing
Gallagher?
video game. Oh, right, Gallagher.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, the guy with the
I
watermelon.
heard Gallagher,
The guy
not
with the
Gallagher.
watermelons, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said Gallagher.
As opposed to Gallagher. Yeah.
Yeah.
You on about
Sorry,
that?
yeah. It's the way I inflect it.
Yeah.
Wrong podcast.
The only video game music I can come up with is True Grime, Streets of LA.
Yeah.
Play that.
Yeah.
I
Or
would
Die
play
Hard Escape from Nakatomi Plaza, the musical.
Die Hard Trilogy.
Yeah, the Die Hard Trilogy, the musical.
That game
It
was
was a
great.
PS1 game, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculously hard, or I found it hard.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm actually tempted
couldn't
to spin
handle
this
free
question
playstyles
into the
at the same
Gamecast
time.
as well and have which video games did
yeah,
you
right,
make
we'll
musical
stop
of?
there and tell people to subscribe
do
to
that.
Gamescast.
Yeah,
okay.
while I mentioned it, you could absolutely take a chance now to go and subscribe to our sister podcast, the E14 Gamecast. Message ends. This will be the only ads you'll ever hear on the Crazy Train is plugging our other shit, which is fine by me.
It's a good use for ads.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
suppose to open it up a bit more, what makes a good musical storyline wise?
It has to be light, I think.
So nothing like too heavy. You couldn't do Requiem for a Dream, a musical.
I don't think I'd watch it
You
even
could
if you
give
did.
it a good
Yeah.
try,
Yeah.
I think.
Ass to ass contact.
Put the needle in me.
All right, we won't do Requiem for a Dream musical, but I can tell you that 30 Seconds to Mars are going to be very disappointing.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But they can console themselves with all the money.
Yeah. And bitches.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pour some sugar on me for every song. With different lyrics.
Any music, basically, every musical we come up with has to have "Pour Some Sugar on Me" adapted in somewhere. So.
Yeah, that's what I said. The fridge is talking to me.
Nice. Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that
So
film.
it's got to be light. There's
Yeah.
usually a love story, isn't there?
it helps.
And
I think it's not necessarily essential.
Musicals don't generally tend to be an ensemble cast. There used to be like 2 or 3 main characters.
Yeah, and then a few background sort of people to sort of swell the chorus and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm hearing
I'd
Mean
like
Girls
to
a
watch
musical.
Mean
Hamilton.
Girls. That would actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like
Hamilton.
to watch Hamilton, but all played by Lewis Hamilton.
That's hard to do on stage.
Oh, it's
It's a one-man show.
Just- I'm saying, like, the
just
gauntlet-
carry loads of mirrors around.
Oh
it
my
all the
god,
time.
no!
But
Do you
as
know
a
what?
film
Actually,
adaptation, it could work.
The gauntlet has been thrown down.
by
now.
multiplicity, way back when.
Yeah. So if you're listening,
being-
Lewis.
Yeah.
Being Lewis Hamilton.
If you're stuck for extra characters, Neil and Christine can't be doing much. What a musical! I'd watch the fuck out of that. Them doing Hamilton.
Yes.
Hamilton of all the things.
Are we missing the obvious here in Predator the musical?
Oh, there was a YouTube video that actually,
Pitched it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they made their kind of popularity out of doing like Schwarzenegger musicals,
Okay.
like just like one-off songs. So they did a Conan one.
Blake's building to something. I can tell.
Have you
carry
seen
on?
them?
No, carry on. He's
I'm just going to go,
he's just.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
There was like, I'm trying to remember them. They were great.
Fucking hell.
There was the Conan one was Clam, why are these two snakes facing each other? Clam, why is this madman killing my matter?
What is best in life?
Crush your women.
Canon now.
Yeah. Why
It
not?
is.
True Lies, a musical.
True Lies just doesn't get enough love as it is.
It's a great movie.
What a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I can
that's
see
the
that.
sort of thing I can imagine happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
I'm a woman today. I'm not really a
Assault on
woman.
Assault on Precinct 13? Only you get locked in the theatre and actually get assaulted.
Do you want to talk about something?
Yeah, when Rob said they had to be light,
Oh,
I think he meant
sorry.
don't finger the audience.
is that what they do in the film? Jeez.
That seems fair. Yeah.
Maybe Halloween. That would be. I mean, no, it's not light, but you know,
I think if we're going to do a John Carpenter musical, it's got to be Big Trouble
that
would
could
work.
be really fun.
Yeah,
or
that could
Dark
really
Star.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah.
Star basically is, isn't it? It's very proggy.
Oh, I tell you, there's the John Carpenter musical we all wanted. Bum 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 bum.
Oh God, it's sprouting another head.
What amazing effects.
Really good.
Need some more kerosene.
What about Batman the musical? And then you could
I'd
have Sean
enjoy
Pertwee
that.
delivering
For
his epic song.
ages.
Fuck off, Batman, you mug.
Shut up.
Come back, fucker.
Oh, shut up.
For ages, Jim Steinman was trying to write a Batman stage musical.
Really?
Because basically he has the song Bat Out of Hell, which he could have reappropriated into the... And for years he was trying... Jim Steinman also went a bit mental and tried to trademark the phrase Bat Out of Hell,
Right.
not realising it was an idiom before he wrote the song.
Yeah. It doesn't really wash. No.
Yeah, but for ages he was trying to do Batman
Also,
musical.
I feel like if you want to talk about a Batman musical, didn't Prince already do that?
It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I quite liked Bat Dance. Apart from that, it's all a bit
It
weird.
is kind of catchy, but it's also a bit...
It's very strange.
I think we'd all agree it's
yeah.
not Prince's greatest work.
No, I'd agree, because
Yeah.
there's such thing as the Gold Experience.
Yeah,
so,
well,
I'm not really
Wind
well
Up Cry.
versed in Prince,
or
but
Purple Rain in general.
Yeah, or just anything else he did.
Yeah, basically.
I miss him.
There you go. There's a Purple Rain the musical.
Is
It
it
might
not
have already been
it's a
done.
film, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's a film, yeah.
It's
It's a film with a soundtrack with
Purple Rain is
Prince's
about
song.
Batman. Sorry, I got confused.
No.
Kind of like that weird Michael Jackson film that had he turned into a car.
Moonwalker.
Yeah.
What a weird...
I've watched that when I
That's
was
a
about
perfect
4.
example of what happens when no one said no to Michael
Yeah,
Jackson.
basically.
Because it's just basically like...
That's the one we can prove.
I was thinking, the chase scene we're done? Yeah. How about at the end I turn into a car? That's a brilliant idea, Michael.
Great.
Let's do that.
Well, they did it in Greece.
I
Did
was
they,
thinking
Michael?
after I turned into a car, I could turn into a giant robot and I could shout and everything could explode. Michael, brilliant. You're a genius.
Do it.
Yeah.
Box it, ship
Yes,
it.
this is what
I
happens
think
when
that's where
people-
Chad Jagerbaum, our marketing director, worked before.
I was going to say,
That's not to knock Michael Jackson because
No.
he obviously produced
legend.
a fantastic body of work.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But it's one of those, every now and again, an artist needs to be kept in check.
yes.
And when
Yes.
he's saying things like, I think I should turn into a car, unless he's already Bumblebee, that's probably the best time to say something.
I mean,
I tell you what, though, I was fanatical about Moonwalker as a kid because of the soundtrack, and also on the version we had, there was like a little pre-roll thing of about half an hour to an hour of various music videos that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, but
Speed Demon.
Yeah, I think that was
And
the
that's
full
one of my
movie.
favourite of his songs because the bass line is so fucking good.
Yeah, but Bad's. I think of his stuff. I think Bad's the underrated album.
It's a good album.
Yeah, I mean, everyone always goes off Wall and Thriller, but I think Bad's brilliant.
Is that the one with the weird claymation?
Dangerous is a bit more. Dangerous is patchy.
That's
But
Sledgehammer.
Bad
Yeah.
is excellent.
Blood on the Dance Floor has a few good tracks
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Bad, I think it might have been. There was a lot of tracks from Bad on this pre-roll thing, so maybe it was like a because they did a similar thing with the Smiths. They did
Certainly
like
a home video
a
release
greatest
might
hits
be extended
album.
it because that whole I prefer when it gets to it before the because really I think that whole extended thing with Joe Pesci in it is
Weird.
well I think it was like the uncut Smooth Criminal video.
Yes, it
Kind
was.
of like Thriller. When you see Thriller on MTV or something, it starts when the song starts. Actually, the full Thriller music is
With
about
the
15.
movie
The John
and-
Landis one
yeah.
is about 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's John Landis and Rick Baker, so it's fucking incredible.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's also Michael Jackson. And that's the kind of thing where it's like, I think I should be a zombie. And they're like, brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And it actually is.
Yeah,
sometimes that happens. But like you say, when it's like, I should turn into a giant robot and then from a car.
The only problem I have with
Made it memorable.
Thriller
Yeah.
is he proceeds. It's called Thriller, and he proceeds to sing about the horror genre for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's no he's not singing a song about sitting down, watching Day of a Jackal and Enemy of the State. He's talking about vampires and monsters.
Yeah.
this
Coming
is
of it.
I wouldn't have minded, but horror would have scanned.
horror
Yeah.
time.
But he didn't get Susan Sarandon or Tim Robbins to do the narration. He got Vincent Price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Well known through his,
Great
through his
song,
thrillers.
but
Yeah.
a bit of genre blindness.
it's a little bit
And John
odd.
Landis,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Because this is sci-fi.
Almost makes more sense.
Yeah. Coming of age drama.
I have another idea for like a musical.
Okay.
So this is my pitch. No, it's not.
All right. No, do it.
Okay,
Do the elevator
so
pitch.
Dark Crystal
Okay.
or Labyrinth or both.
Well, Labyrinth is already a musical, isn't it?
Well, it could be expanded.
That's like a Purple Rain. That's like it's a film with
yeah.
music peppered throughout, which
Yeah.
is not. I don't think you'd lose. The thing I think with musicals is the songs in a musical advance the story.
Yeah.
Whereas I think
Labyrinth
things like
is more
Labyrinth,
incidental,
it's
isn't
just
it?
music that just kind of expands on what you've
I
already
do
seen.
wonder if Labyrinth, we've got Bowie on, maybe we can get him to.
do the soundtrack.
Or it may even have been
Write the
Bowie will
theme
do the
tune.
movie if you let him do 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah.
Which,
It was great.
good,
I
yeah.
think actually that's his best movie because it's basically Bowie does panto,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's just having
On
so
the
much
other
fun
hand, if
doing
you
it.
do take it further to a musical, you can in Come On and Have a Cup of Tea and Meet the Missus.
Goblin King stole my baby. Fuck you, Jared.
The Prestige, the musical.
Sorry,
The Prestige, the
yeah,
musical.
could be interesting.
Creating clones. He's my copy.
That's great.
Batman and Wolverine
And also the Goblin King.
and Alfred
Gollum.
and Black Widow.
Yeah, and
We're
Gollum.
mixing all the films in together.
And the Hulk
Well,
was,
this is the wonderful thing about movies, right? Is you get to see superhero crossovers and team ups you never dreamed possible. Yeah, you know.
it's like Mugen.
Like Deep Blue Sea, which is Nick Fury and the Punisher versus
Exactly,
Sharks.
you
Have
know.
you seen they're doing a sequel?
I'm so excited. I
Deep
love
Blue
it.
Sea.
Yeah, it's straight to
I mean, it
DVD,
looks like
isn't
a straight up like
Yeah.
beat for beat remake almost. But I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
not a bad
I
thing.
know
like-
because they said they were going to remake it.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of fan backlash. What they're actually doing is they're doing it as a preprequel where it's Norwegian base full of sharks, and they're hoping no one notices.
Are they going to be CG? They were CG in the first one, weren't they?
Board.
It'd just be a
Oh my god! If that had been the sound.
Basically, Ennio Morricone's like cheaper half brother. Jeff Morricone. It's just like
Morricone.
Would the special effects be worse than the original as well?
yeah,
Yeah, well,
it's all
obviously.
Muppets.
Yeah.
It's all Swedish chefs. It's just different Swedish chefs in different hats.
Just smashing liquid latex and going, board.
the hat just pops up out of the sea, just like
It's time to burn the Huskies. It's
that's not pour some sugar in me, and you fucking know it.
Time to burn the Huskies. Happy? Fuck me. I think we're going to move on from that discussion.
That was an interesting.
That was
question,
that was far more entertaining than I had any right
And
to
we'll be
be.
back for it in the Games Cast.
There you go.
Subscribe now.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, Joe, you wrote one in.
Sorry,
It's weird, but at the same time, I love it because engagement. That's
I always
always nice.
try and do like weird ones.
Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, it is a bit. So I'm going to have to do this in stages. So
Do
bear
in
with
Joe's
me.
voice.
So Joe writes. How can you get thrown your voice?
You can do a good crash impression.
Just speaking to your mic.
If you had to be put. Perfect. Yeah. No, fuck it. I'm just going to read it. If you had to be put into a time and space displacement witness protection program,
Right.
where and when would you go? What alias would you pick? And what era-specific defences will you put in place to safeguard against anybody seeking to track you down? Had you just watched Looper?
No, but I realised this was a stupid question because I don't really know that much about history. So I'll have to do the future where I
You
can
can
make
go to
things
the
up.
future,
Hey. Yeah, you can say the future because nobody knows what's going to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Ain't trademarked yet.
No, this is it.
I would go to 1880s London with the name Jack T. Ripper, and my special skill will be hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, that works because it clearly worked for somebody.
Yeah.
For all we know, it worked for you.
Yeah.
And this is where we discover time travel.
If you say red shirt, so help me God.
I'm going to go into the future to the Enterprise.
I was tempted, but
He has the T-shirt now.
Yeah.
It's been there, done that.
It's
Made
a very
him a
nice
T-shirt.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Available now on our T Public store.
I do remember us breaking so many times through advertising in our show.
Well, you know.
When the opportunity arises.
When the opportunity arises, you have to take the shot.
grab the ball by the horn.
You have to, exactly.
We're going to
what
make
he
some
said.
like little skits that we can post in between this.
Whoa, Blake. Blake to the max.
Hey, I'm
what
Joel
would your
Crouch's
answer be,
voice.
Joe? Because I feel like
Oh,
you kind of
I've not
understand the
thought about
question
it.
better than
Yeah.
any of us.
Yeah.
I've not really thought about it since I wrote it, to be
Brilliant.
honest.
Okay.
But you know, that's why I said this could either be really good or really
Yeah.
bad for me.
I mean, if I had, so it's like witness protection, meaning you've dobbed someone in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
okay.
ability to time travel, presumably.
I'd say.
I say it's the least of your worries.
It's just a premium witness protection program.
I'm just putting this out in theory.
Right.
That if I was from, say, the 23rd century and had turned rat on the dryads of a mafia, or I'm not saying it was the Yardies, but it might have been the Yardies.
Yeah, why not?
I'd probably go back to someone they wouldn't think of finding me,
Okay.
like, say,
exactly that.
early
moment.
21st century Kent, where I'd pose as a horror writer stroke comedian.
Clever.
That
Yeah.
is
Clever.
a good
I'm not
answer.
saying that's what's happened.
But you're not saying that's not what's
I'm
happening.
not saying that. I mean, that's definitely not.
Aren't
No.
you afraid that there's now
Love you.
evidence that you've done this?
Blake,
Birth, at least.
don't say the Federation.
Yeah,
I
nothing
was
Star
I was
Trek.
going to go back to Greek times and be a centaur.
You'd hide in plain sight
Yeah.
as a half man, half horse beast.
with a red shirt on.
Yeah, because you think, like, let me just see if I understand this correctly. You would travel back into ancient Greece and travel as a half man, half horse to appear unremarkable.
Yeah.
Right.
With a red shirt.
With a red shirt. All right. Well, yeah, I suppose that would do it because at that point, everybody's like.
Yeah, I don't want to be naked.
This is true.
Well, your bottom half would still be naked.
Yeah, unless you've got one of those, like, pantomime. Oh my God, a pantomime
Well,
horse
just be
costume on.
going, well, no, that's just a regular horse dong. He's fine.
Would you use any of your knowledge from modern day to like advance in any way?
Yeah, that's true. He can make it up as he goes along. A bit like I am.
A bit like I do every day.
Well, yeah, but then you could loophole this question and say I'd go back to 1997, buy Apple stock, and then I could buy my insecurity for the rest of my life.
Or do an Arnold Rimmer and just buy, stress.
What's the name?
Stress
Packet paper.
thingies, bubble wrap,
Yeah.
Rebrand
Tension
it.
sheet.
Tension sheet.
I'll buy
That's
it
it.
in Bitcoin, but then sell it just before Christmas.
Yeah, pretty much. That was my reaction. Was I'm really glad I didn't get into this at Christmas time. I'm really fucked off I didn't get into it in July.
Really fucked off. I sold that one Bitcoin for £30.
Yeah. Still, 30 quid for something that's worth fuck all, as history is proving.
Well, it's worth more than 30 quid at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. But
they're notoriously hard to sell.
Yeah.
It's
almost like everyone wants to get rid of them.
Yeah. Is it worth it?
Is Bitcoin not working again?
It's going through fits and starts. It's dropped down to well below what it was at its peak.
It was like 8 ground.
Yeah, it's worth coffee grounds now.
Yeah.
They measure it.
8 ground.
Yeah.
It's a lump of dirt. It's worth.
Yeah, it's called Nest currency.
What would you do, Rob?
I don't know, I would go... Maybe I'd go back to the sort of the roaring 20s and use the knowledge of modern day, the knowledge of modern day history that we've acquired since to maybe elevate myself within the mafia.
Okay.
And maybe get protection in kind of that way.
So say for example you had kind of turned rat on the mafia, you'd travel back to a time where you could build yourself up within the mafia.
Yeah.
Because
and then
no
rat
one
on
would
myself.
ever suspect you.
And then rat on myself.
Yeah, but you'd be dead by the time you'd actually ratted on yourself.
You'd have
Maybe.
to rat on yourself, wouldn't you? Yeah.
I would, yeah. This is it,
Yeah.
To make you leave.
Yeah. And then
Why they call him Robbie the Snake?
That's why we call him Robert Ross.
Fucking hell. I mean, that was good, but...
Yeah.
I'd like to believe you were gearing towards that, but I suspect you weren't.
No, it's often the way with me.
When the
That was a
opportunity
handbrake to
arises.
Yeah, it happens. It's been known.
I thought you were going to go back to ancient Greece and go, fuck me, that's a big centaur. And I'll be like, bollocks.
Why has that fucking centaur got a red knitted shirt on?
Why is it knitted?
And I'll just go,
Why do I know what knitted is?
well, that's what I took back from the
I
future.
realised it was from my era, but I'm an idiot.
That's what I took back from the future, how to knit.
Timey-wimey.
I thought I could have took something else back with me. But,
Oh, God, Blake got the needles. Blake to the future too.
Shame they're all just mountain goats and no sheep.
It's
very
your
hard to get.
ancestors, Marty. They're all centaurs.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that's why I've got a horse bottom?
A horse bottom.
Yeah. What else would you call it?
Dirty bottom. I don't know.
That's racist. At least I was correct and named them by animal.
Right? Don't virtue signal your animal knowledge.
I'm a HJW. What of it?
HJW.
Yeah, Horse Justice Warrior.
You equine equality.
Yeah. Equinity for all. Except you.
Surely that's just
Humans.
social cavalry.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, I like that.
Like it.
Yeah, maybe we can make that a thing, along with my Bane reading The Tiger Who Came to Tea. It's just a list of things that might, will probably never happen. But to be fair, they'll still all come before the paedophile cast.
On the contrary, I think equality for horses and bovines will eventually happen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they ever eventually be allowed to vote.
I eat them both equally. I actually don't, because it's a lot harder to get horse.
Well, since they
Now.
banned it from Tesco.
Well, just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, since I don't buy basic lasagna anymore.
Yeah. God damn it, those were the days.
You're a basic lasagna.
I don't eat meat anymore, but I used to like horse.
It's quite lean. I like
If I
lean.
weren't careful, I could have been a basic lasagna.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Oh my God, if that's the way you died.
Yeah.
In between two pieces of pasta.
Yeah.
Became Findus.
I think I'd probably go about 20 years into the past.
Okay.
And I'd start kind of...
Grooming yourself.
yeah, pretty much.
Meta. And also really fucking uncomfortable. And this is not the podcast for that. And that's never happening.
Buy a shop or try and find my way in next to a cafe. Maybe it's called Legends Cafe.
Okay.
And I'd start amassing trash just
oh shit
in the building.
Oh God.
Oh my God, he's Chad Yeagerbaum.
Oh God.
And
Chad Yeagerbaum's a trash whiz.
I'd probably
Explains
try
so
and
much.
just have daily visits to the outside. You know, going outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and collect
Like
more
George
trash
Michael style.
and make a hutch.
Yep.
And I'd probably get a nice hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kick-ass glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Would you
yeah.
basically harangue somebody at 4 a.m. on a Rochester train platform?
Oh, I think I'd do loads of things like that.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I don't even know why I asked that question. It's you.
I think I think that sounds like something
I think
I
the
would
better
do.
question is, how long would it take you and why is it taking you so long?
Well,
Did you get a CV radio?
I'm cultivating mass at the moment.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
You need a lot of energy
We'll
to
go through
time
phases
travel.
of that.
It's hibernation as well. It's like
Yeah.
a winter thing, you know.
I think eventually I'll get a nice coat though.
Yeah.
Probably from here, and then I'll go back in time.
I'd hide in the 1960s and pose as Bob Dylan, and I'd give away my disguise by picking up the wrong guitar.
Yeah, fair enough. But at least play it fucking loud,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Going back in time.
Be Bob Dylan. Doesn't sound anything like me.
That's a really good Christopher Walken.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on. So we had a question from number one superfan Paul.
Jeremy. Oh, okay, fine.
No, we have got a Jeremy one later on. Yeah, and in fact, I might make that a regular thing because he's quite willing to send in a regular question. So why not, right?
That man has things to say.
Jeremy.
I have a few jingles that might work. So when we get to it, I'll audition them for you, and we'll go with whatever feels right in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Paul asks, as Toys R Us is closing down and will soon become another distant memory, do you guys have any good memories from childhood, or as a pretend grown-up of going in?
I don't have any good memories of childhood. I'm sorry, Paul.
Wow.
Might have been because he groomed himself.
That's meta as fuck. I'll give him that.
I was trying to prevent those memories, and in the end, I caused them.
Yeah. You're your own grandfather, you idiot.
Explains a lot.
Yeah.
Have you got a history of diabetes in your family? Yes, I gave it to myself by giving birth to me.
By fucking myself with a sugar cock. What the hell?
It's the only thing that went in.
I used to go in there like leading up to birthdays, I guess.
Yeah,
It was like a live action
The
Argos
catalogue
catalogue.
is what I remember. Is like
Oh,
the
really?
Christmas catalogue is the one that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember sort of vividly. Sort of October, sort of mid-October time, they'd release a Christmas catalogue, and I would go through with a pen and circle everything I wanted. Although it would have been quicker to circle the stuff I didn't fucking want.
Yeah.
Which was basically like, Cindy, because I mean I had all the Barbies, so why bother?
sure.
Right?
Why accept a lesser?
Yeah, exactly.
Lesser
Maybe
why
we'll do
accept
Barbie
a-
versus Cindy, because I think they're missing the market for this.
I don't know.
Cindy was
well, like a
Pepsi
superhero
Barbie, wasn't
crossover
she?
that we didn't know we wanted.
I mean, I like Pepsi.
Yeah, I've kind of hit the age where I think I prefer Pepsi to Coke.
Mm.
I like
Maybe you
Pepsi
prefer
Max better than Coke Zero. to
They're
be
doing
honest. Yeah.
Pepsi at Cineworld now instead of Coke.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
Get Cineworld to pay for that, and then we'll leave it in
just
the
letting you
Yeah.
know.
The more you know.
Other drinks are available, but not at Cineworld. We've
They also
established
have cherry Pepsi Max on tap, which
nice.
is amazing.
That's awesome. You know what I really love at the moment is those machines that they have in Five Guys and Burger King
And
where you can
Showcase.
and Showcase
Yep.
where
Oh,
you
they can
can
get on the
make your own mix
Oh,
and
yeah,
drink.
yeah.
Cherry vanilla vanilla Coke Zero is
Yeah.
fucking superb.
Superb.
Cherry vanilla
Yeah.
Fanta, however,
What
is a
I
little
don't-
bit weird.
What I don't quite understand is how they're making the cherry vanilla flavour without syrup, which is some sort of wizardry.
I
Which
know
is
things
it's
about
cool
wizards.
Maybe it's
because,
an actual cherry that they startle. I don't
You
know.
have-
Maybe.
Do you just take your drink from the machine, drink it, and then scream, witchcraft?
Burn it down.
How do they get this from this?
I'm unrelated
It's
now.
why
I
he's
got
banned from three
I was
separate
going to
pizza
say,
huts.
yeah. I'm banned from cinemas for no reason.
All five
Anyway.
guys.
Yeah,
Shouting at
yeah.
machines.
All five guys, not just four. All five.
This is truly Judgment Day.
I don't know.
That's the Terminator theme tune.
I believe you.
Doesn't really work.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have any
the
fond
Christmas
memories. I
catalogue.
don't have any memories of Toys R Us at all. Really.
That's pretty
Christmas.
much limited to that. Is the Christmas
Apart from
catalogue.
for years, I was getting some lyrics to the advert where there's millions of debris all under one roof.
Nice,
But
yeah.
It was never. I mean, outside that single line, I don't remember it ever being established in any of the expanded universe material that
No.
the giraffe's name was Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like there's millions of debris all under this roof. And you're not selling it to me. You just turn up and there's just a pile of breeze blocks and some wire.
To be fair, by now,
This is the second worst toy shop ever.
by now, it's probably
yeah.
that, yeah. Sad. But we had fun. We went to Force Friday, didn't we? That was fun.
I was going to say that was
We're not
cool.
going to be able to do that again.
Yeah, that is sad. Although
Solo
we could
Saturday
go
or whatever
to
they're gonna do.
Just
Smith's.
go to Amazon Prime or
Or
Amazon will
that,
open
yeah.
up its little shop. You
Yeah.
can
So
manually just
midnight.
take stuff
So
out.
yeah, I tell you what. You just come round and at midnight we'll just browse Amazon.
That sounds
It
fun.
won't come the next day though. That's no good.
I'll bring my PJs.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, you can bring them.
Maybe
you bring
it'll be
them
a
to most.
buttload of Star Wars fans holding a midnight vigil instead, where Toys R Us used to be
Maybe. Yeah. I've seen.
raising their lightsabers.
I mean-
I've seen sadder things.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you're on a Star Wars podcast, I'm sure you
Well,
have.
yeah.
Smith's Toys should still be.
Yeah, that's still
Doing
got a thing.
s-
But I don't know where the
something.
nearest one's what.
I'm
Alsford?
assuming Hamleys is still a
Maidstone.
thing.
Hamleys is still a thing.
DNA's
Yeah.
is still a thing.
I'm surprised DNA's is still...
It's still going,
It's
yeah.
been having that closing down sale for, by my reckoning, about 20 years.
I think it's basically the toy equivalent of DFS, where if you go on the one day they don't have a sale, you're just unlucky.
Yeah.
So 364 days a year it's closing down or clearance, you know, for new stock or whatever. But one day a year they're like, yeah, you can pay full price, you cunts.
Yeah, legal requirement, because then we can call the rest of it a sale.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But I just imagine... that's
a legal requirement.
Yeah, cunts.
Sounds quite
DNA Toys was just, come to DNA Toys for the Everything is Normal Price Day. See you there, you cunts.
Well, Sean Pertwee needs work.
Why is no one coming in?
Come back here, you fucks.
Oi, Toy Batman,
Tamagotchi.
shut up.
Toy Batman.
So Fourth Friday would be one. Christmas, let's say Christmas catalogue would be the thing for me, was, you know, circling the stuff I wanted, getting next to none of it. Because, you know, we didn't grow up rich.
No, sure.
The parents had to put a wing on the pheasant garden somehow.
Yeah.
Some years we couldn't even heat the pool.
Yeah.
I think I have a weird memory of going there and buying something.
Yeah.
Why is he on this show?
No, there was one time...
Thanks, Joe. That's how shops work.
I remember going there once exchanging money for goods or services.
No, there was one time, I think this was when Street Sharks was still a thing.
Wow.
And I...
That's a very specific time, right?
yeah,
very much
I think
so.
also
It was July 14th, 1997 to July 17th, 1997.
I think this is also the time when the Roland Emmerich Godzilla was out. Because
Okay.
I ended up
July
leaving.
17th, 1997.
I ended up leaving the shop with like this brown street shark. I can't remember what type of. It was a sand shark, I think.
I guess.
It was the boxing one.
Makos and sand sharks are brown.
That would be it then.
Yeah.
And it came with the mouth guard that I was convinced I could fit in my mouth, and I couldn't, and I was disappointed. So
I swallowed it. That's spite.
And I'll choke to death. It's one of my other childhood memories.
and also I had a Godzilla toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically my memories.
I'll tell you what I do remember as well, actually, about Toys R Us, especially the one local, is that they used to have the video games in the back, like you had to go there with the empty display case. You used to have to go in like the little back room thing, and I don't know what they keep in there now, but the video games are on the shelf, so make it that what you will.
Broken Dreams, probably.
I guess so. It's basically where the staff go to cry.
Yeah.
I thought it's where they kept all
and
the
that's been the case for some years.
74 pallets of Chancellor Valorum action figures.
They're all just sitting in a circle with their
No
hands
context,
up, just
fuck it,
going,
move on.
Toys are us.
Toys are me.
Toys are not us.
Yeah. Toys are up.
Yeah.
No
It was
toys.
stupid to think anyone would want plushie Uncar Plutt figures.
With removable arm.
Yeah,
It's
I
in the
was gonna
deleted scenes. Jeff, you fucking idiot. Why do we make 106,104 of these? Why such a specific number anyway? Well, I wanted one. I thought if there's a couple of mates of mine who's expressing interest.
Yeah. My mum said it'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Chad.
8 metric ton of fidget spinners.
Fuck me. That's basically just the stockroom of the works.
Yeah.
God.
That was I'm used to. I know that fads come and go with kids. They always have. They always will.
Like loom bands.
Loom bands was one of the more recent ones. Like Thunderbirds was huge for a while. Ninja Turtles and some of the cartoons we grew up with the kids were big fads.
Yo-yos, yep.
Stuff like Boglins didn't seem like a fad at the time, but looking back now, I kind of realised what they were.
Barcode Battler.
Never know. It never really took off at all, did it?
Digivices.
It got. I mean, it had like primetime TV ads. So
Really?
it did
Okay.
relatively on kids channels. So I don't know. Probably they toyed.
It was about 300 quid, wasn't it?
It was quite expensive.
I was saying,
Crazy Bones.
the fidget spinner fad seemed like a matter of weeks.
Oh yeah,
It was gone in a flash.
I think what it is
They realised that even kids realised they were shit.
Well, there's
did
that,
the
but also
graveyard.
I think like it speaks to a kind of like a pop culture attention span, because I noticed this with like fashion trends. Decades part, like they sort of emulate a decade for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's 50s time, and it's like, okay, now it's 60s time. 2 years later, it's like that's not how time
it's
works.
80s.
Yeah, now it's 80s, and it's like, but eventually it's going to hit a singularity, and then whatever we wear from then on is forever. I presume. I don't know how physics works. I assume that's how it works.
I'm going to wear a skin that comes out of my necklace.
All right.
Okay.
All
He's
right.
definitely hiding from the future mafia.
Goodbye, horses.
Goodbye, half horses.
Goodbye, horses.
I was actually describing Black
And
Panther's
also
suit.
half
Oh,
horses.
yeah, okay.
Comes out of his necklace.
Of course, yes.
It's a skin.
Yeah. It's just I thought it sounded like a serial killer, that's all.
Well, I mean, you know,
That too.
6 to 1.
comes out in ways.
Yeah, but the fidget spinners, it seemed like virtually no time at all passed before they were like bargain bins everywhere.
Yeah, totally.
And I think it's
I feel like they came
even
out-
kids realise it's like there's literally one thing you can do with this.
I think also there's it happens a lot with shops and fads. They buy in a lot of them, but some shops bought in. I don't know how you'd even expect to sell them in a couple of years, even at that rate. Like when it was a thing.
I have a theory that every time, if you ever want to know a fad that has died, go to the works.
Yeah, basically.
It's all there.
Yeah, it's true.
All your loom bands.
Yeah.
Your Mary Berry
I was
cookbooks.
fucking made up when they were selling loom bands because the cases make good HeroClix
They
storage.
do, yeah.
Yeah, so I bought 5.
Did you look a little bit like a weirdo with a loom band obsession?
No, I did look like a weirdo when I said, "Can you empty the loom bands out?"
Have
In the
you
end, I gave them to a friend's little girl. I was just like, do you like loom bands? She's like, yeah. I was like, would you like 1,500 loom bands in a plastic bag?
In other news, how do you feel about Chancellor Valorum?
I'm not creepy.
He's my second favourite Chancellor. Get out.
I've got no confidence in that man.
I wouldn't mind, except you said mass fucking Amida. He wasn't even the Chancellor. Basic bitch. Yeah, well, I mean, she started crying. That's 7-year-olds for you. I mean,
You shouldn't have opened the bag on top of her head.
Well, there is that. You know.
You have to learn to pass things.
Yeah, there is true.
She drowned under a tidal wave of loom bands.
On a plus side, it was a lovely flying spaghetti monster HeroClix he created.
Never forget. What's her name?
She died the way she lived.
Covered in loom bands.
Susan, Georgia, something like that.
Yeah. All right. So we had a question from Alex on our Facebook page.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Alex, or Dow, as he's also known. Sorry to hear about your recent
Gilbert.
setbacks. Hopefully, you'll correct yourself in the next couple of months.
I know Alex's cousin.
Oh, is that her?
Hey,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I might bleep that name. Never know. I don't know. I
He'll
might
know.
not.
He'll know.
He'll know.
You reverse it. It's quite cute.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. There you
Yeah,
go.
I like that.
Yeah.
No, Lethatep. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no, Lethatep's his cousin, is it? All right.
Yeah. Beats cousin.
You'd never guess. They don't look anything alike. So Alex
The
writes.
avatar of a bloody tongue is working at the cinema again.
Always
Favorite.
talks over the movies.
Favorite. That was funny sound. Favorite Lonely Island song? You must pick only one.
Saxman.
Saxman's a great song.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Jack Sparrow because
That's
of the
also
music
good.
video. Because the music video is one of the greatest productions of
brilliant.
anything
Oh, yeah.
I've ever seen in my life.
A bit of trivia I found out about that music video. There's a shot where Michael Bolton is playing as Forrest Gump.
Yes,
The wife sitting next to him is black metal musician Mirka.
that's amazing. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, another bit of trivia I learned about that. When he's playing Aaron Brockovich, not his real tits.
It's good to know.
Yeah, he's wearing small implants. He's got his own
I'm gonna
tits.
search that up for later.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. So
glad
Saxman's a great
followed it.
choice. Jack Sparrow is my choice.
And it's just Saxman just completely broke me the first time
It's
I
so
heard
good.
it.
It's
The
great.
the first time to get that sax, just go. It just completely broke me.
Yeah,
And also the whispering of, what the fuck are you doing?
It took me 2 or 3 plays to realise it was Jack Black. Even.
yeah,
yeah,
it does.
yeah,
It does take time. Yeah, there's a few like that where it's like, oh, that's Robin. Okay,
Yeah,
the Swedish pop sensation Robin.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's great. I
I'm
love
normally
her.
allowed to pick one, but I'm giving an honourable mention to
Honourable mentions are fine.
Time I Fought Rocky as well. I don't know the
That
actual
is-
title.
yeah,
of
it's
it.
just called Rocky. I
It's just
think.
called Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Time
my-
of Foot Rocky is brilliant.
My
So
favourite
22 consecutive Sucker
Dick in a
Punch.
Box.
right?
I think mine's Dick in a Box.
Dick in the Box
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
that's a good
classic. Yeah,
Any of the Justin Timberlake ones,
Yeah.
they just
Mother
break me.
Lover's good as well.
Mother Lover is I was like, which one? Mother
Yeah.
Lover is good too.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
technically a Lonely Island song, but I think the original Natalie Portman gangster rap is.
It's on the album, so it
Is
counts.
Okay, it's,
yeah,
no,
it's on the first
fucking
album.
amazing. But
It's
it is
brilliant.
also the single hottest Natalie has ever been.
Yes, yes.
She was
short,
pretty.
short cropped hair, like almost elfin looking,
Yep.
and then also a badass bitch.
Yep.
Love it.
I always love her, but that particular is the hottest thing she's ever done.
Yeah,
Oh, I
indeed.
don't know. What was that film?
And bear in mind that one of its competitors is her being eaten out by Mila Kunis. That's a hell of a statement.
Oh
The,
god, yeah. Black Swan or the Cliff Notes.
Blake
Bitches,
Swan.
bitches be crazy.
Did you ever see Your Highness?
I love Your Highness because it's the closest I've ever seen to someone making a movie of one of my fantasy RPGs.
Did it involve Natalie Portman?
My fantasies often involve Natalie Portman.
Yeah. Who else? Who hasn't had one yet?
Like,
Blake.
One article I wrote.
Yeah. Everyone's took the good ones.
There's loads.
I haven't. Just
I do
depends.
like YOLO. Actually.
YOLO's a good one.
What about bloody
it's the
I'm
bit
on a
where
boat?
Kendrick Lamar comes in and gives financial advice.
What about jizzing your pants?
yeah,
Or Jizzing Your Pants is
That
I'm
was
I'm
the
on a
first
boat.
one of theirs I ever heard, and I
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
remember
Jizzing
listening
the
to.
third one I heard, and Not I'm on a Boat. Obviously, is a brilliant one.
They were the
Jizz in My
gateway
Pants
songs.
is a great because it's just a really fucking good song anyway.
Yeah.
Like even if you just put new lyrics over the top, the music is fucking spectacular.
Have you seen Popstar?
Yes,
I've not
bits of
seen
it.
that
Yeah,
yet.
Oh, it's worth doing.
yeah.
I mean, the plot-wise, it's basically Spinal Tap, as these
Yeah,
things kind of have
fair
to
enough.
be. But it's just
But some of the
bits-
songs are amazing.
It's almost like the off-mic stuff where the sentence doesn't end the way you're expecting it to,
Yeah.
and just completely breaks you.
Yeah,
you
nutty.
would love it.
Yeah, I would. I'm sure I would.
That song didn't really speak to me because I had different things in my Jeep.
Yeah.
Not gay. Sports.
Oh wait, what was the?
Sorry, we like sports.
They're good. Those the guy number
Like
one and
Cunt Hole
two.
Steve.
Oh my god, Lazy Sunday.
Oh yes,
I love that one.
with Chris Parnell.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great song.
Threw it on the ground.
Throw it on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I tell you, Like a Boss might be my
Like a
favourite.
boss.
What was the one? It was at the end of their first album where they basically had a three-way with an alien that had three
Incredibad.
vaginas.
Yeah,
I
that
liked
is
that one.
Incredibad.
I
Yeah.
like that one a lot as well.
Yeah.
These are all great, but I'm sticking with my answer.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's
Yeah, I'm,
Oh,
sticking,
yeah.
I'm sticking
To
with
be
mine.
honest, if
yeah.
you hadn't taken it, I would have gone with Saxman.
Basically, it's a series of honourable mentions
Yeah.
because there's so many good
I
ones.
don't think there's any really.
Spring Break Anthem.
There's not really any bad ones. Really.
No.
Like.
No,
There's a
not really.
there's a couple of
There's a couple of, like,
I'll skip through
See,
if
I've
I'm
been
not in
thinking
the
the
mood.
boxes one of the weaker ones. I feel like the joke's kind of
What do we
done
do, me?
by the first chorus.
It's just
Yeah.
the fact they managed to get Justin
A
Timberlake to do
dream.
it.
Okay, yeah.
It just breaks me. I just can't imagine
Spring Break
doing
Anthem
it.
is my honourable mention. Just because the first time I heard it and it just said "Marry a Man." I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what did that say? And I
I'm
went
on
back and
Shrooms
listened.
breaks me as well.
That's
'Cause
yeah.
it just cuts in and you're just like, and before you know what's happened, it's over and you're like, what the fuck just
Yeah,
happened?
there's a few
Like,
interludes. I don't know if they count as songs as such.
No.
Space Olympics is one that's like I can sometimes happily skip it, and sometimes I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I like this.
Yeah.
I can stick with it.
I do like the one where he's doing the song to their mother and they're telling him to get out of the fucking room.
Get
and
the fuck out now!
you hear them throwing shit.
Be nice to Dad. Can't help believe you
they're,
had sex with that guy.
They're doing a third one now, aren't they?
They got three
No, there's
studio
three
albums, and
there's
then
obviously
there's a fourth.
The,
which
Oh,
will
I
the
have
film
not-
soundtrack as well.
yes,
I've not heard the third album.
Third
yet.
album is the Whack album, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
that's
the one,
good.
that's the one with YOLO on. And
Yeah, YOLO and
Wait, the first album has Who Said We're Whack
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
keep
there he
on
is, there he is.
remembering.
now everybody put your hands up. Yeah, there he is.
there is.
There's your answer, Alex.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
your answer. So
We basically-
basically love all of
Saxman
them.
for Brad.
Me,
You
Dick
said
in the Box.
Dick in the Box.
I probably would say Saxman, really. But
You can you
yeah.
don't have to
You can
take
say Saxman as well.
You don't have to
Yeah.
take a unique one.
Or
It's fine.
Rocky.
Your brother,
Jack
God.
Sparrow for me.
Jack
Just because
Sparrow's-
every time I think of it, I think of Michael Bolton and how adorable he is in that
okay,
video.
Again, it's
Yeah.
the off mic, not better.
Yeah.
I'll be different and say Rocky.
Rocky,
Okay.
nice, okay. But yeah, I heard a bit of fun trivia about the Michael Bolton thing. Apparently, the first draft they sent him, he was like, "I can't do
Balboa.
this. Like, do you know who my
Balboa, isn't it?
demographic is? I can't do this." And apparently, it was fucking
Where's Rocky
horrendous.
3?
Yeah, but
I meant the song.
I think it's the last verse was where he does all the film references and stuff. It's like went to way worse places.
Okay.
Right. So Alex asked a couple more questions. So the next one he asked is pop figures, yay or nay. So I'm guessing he means
You mean
vinyls.
pop vinyls?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. Either that
Yeah.
or like Kylie. But
Okay,
I
yeah.
think he means vinyls.
Okay.
Yay or nay, and if yay, any personal favourites?
They're not for me. I don't really have an opinion on them.
Okay, fair enough. Any favourites generally though? I mean, there's a shelf
No,
up there if you have a look.
the style just all looks much of a muchness to me. I don't get enthused about
Yeah.
them. I can understand how they can be something you would like. I can understand them be something you could get into collecting, but I just can't get enthusiastic about them.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Joe? I think
like
you've got a
them.
few, haven't you?
I've tried to stop buying them.
Yeah, I've
because,
stopped for ages.
Yeah.
I think what it is, there's
Not
also
competition.
they've not released many sets recently that have interested me.
There's a new Porg because I kind of wanted to get the Porgs.
Okay.
Has
like
it
all
got
of
really
them.
big eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got sad eyes, this one has, so
Oh.
it pretty much looks
How do they
exactly.
convey that with?
So instead of perfect circles, they've got like little dimples in the top
Oh,
corners.
okay.
So it's kind of looks like
Chewie's
a
eating
beam.
his mate.
Yeah.
It's
Spoilers.
that one. It's
Yeah.
the one that's reacting to Chewie
Okay,
and his mate.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was
fair
kind of like, I kind of want that. There's a new Luke Skywalker with. the
I
blue
saw that one.
saber.
That does look cool.
That's really
Yeah.
nice. There's the action set ones where like
It's
Kylo and
Ray fighting the Praetorian
the-
Guards.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're cool, but they take up
That's
so
one of the
much
best bits
space.
from.
Like
That's the thing is, if you get enough of them as well, like I've still got like a half a dozen in the other room that are boxed, not because I'm
Yeah,
collecting
okay.
them, but because I don't have. Like, it's like a squeeze to get them on the shelf, and I don't have any other shelves that aren't full of crap already.
Yeah.
You know, so
I
that
mean,
happens.
I feel like I got the one I really wanted, which was Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan,
Oh, nice.
lovely.
because he was part of the Smuggler's Bounty thing.
Oh yeah.
Which
Have
took
you got them on a
like,
higher shelf to everyone else?
he is higher than
He's higher than my
You should
Anakin.
get
Yes,
Anakin
I-
and put him on the-
The thing is, they don't do a Clone Wars Anakin. It's at least to my knowledge.
Okay.
No.
At the moment, I
don't think so. You're right.
You
Yeah.
get one.
Yeah, you can
So-
get Ahsoka, but that's because she's been in Rebels as well now.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Or I
guess.
do
Oh, yeah,
need that one.
merchandising ignoring the prequels at the moment, isn't it?
Kind of. Yeah.
Unless they do the expensive 50 quid Smuggler's Bounty version,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which I'll only
Which is
do.
shutting now.
I'll only do
apparently.
once. What,
Just-
Smuggler's Bounty?
Yeah, they're stopping it soon. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. Their UK shipping options are shit.
At least we're not missing out.
No, true.
If everyone can't get it.
Shut it is weird kind of. If I can't have them, nobody can. Fuck you,
And
America.
I'm comforted by that
So I've had
fact.
a deleted line from Tarkin which says, well, if I can't have a chalet...
And fuck everyone else.
Fuck you, Krennic. I want my own research base, you dick.
But yeah, sometimes like if a superhero movie comes out, I'll probably buy the main character. I
Yeah.
kind of want a Black Panther one, but
I've seen a few of those and they're pretty cool.
there's a really nice one that is classic comic Black Panther with his cloak.
Isn't it kind of amazing
Okay.
it was even a Black Panther movie? Imagine that 5,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
I think it was already
It would
wasn't
have
it
been
already on the
competing with
docket
Blade.
even then. Like because I know they plan these out. They don't necessarily announce them straight away, but they plan them out really far in
He's just
advance.
such a supporting character. I mean, he just started out as a Fantastic Four supporting character. I think it's brilliant that it has become a film, but it's one of those just... Did anyone expect them to really ever do a Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
Not
Probably
really.
not.
No,
I think
it's
most
just-
people when they were announced were like, "Who?"
Yeah.
And it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's
but
really good,
It's just
but,
amazing
you know.
that all these background characters are getting... The background is a bit unfair, but...
Second tier.
Yeah, I mean, 15, 10 years ago, I said to you, there's going to be a Spider-Man movie. You'd have gone, well, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
If I'd said it was going to be an Iron Man movie, you'd have gone, yeah, I can
Okay.
see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's going to be a Captain
Ant-Man
Marvel
sequel.
movie. There's going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. But you wouldn't
Yeah.
have...
They've
You'd
kind
been
of
blown your mind.
The movies are kind of shaping the tiers now, though. That like they're bringing like those lesser known characters to kind of top tier
Mm-hmm.
characters now, aren't they? Like Iron Man and Thor and Hulk. They probably weren't as popular as
Well, Iron Man
X-Men
wasn't like a
and
top tier character then.
Hulk was big, but I think that was more off
It's
the
just
Bill Bixby
Spider-Man.
TV series, to be honest with
Maybe,
you.
yeah.
Whereas where most people would have known it as an 80s TV show.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Lou Ferrigno.
I mean,
stuff.
Iron Man when the movie came out wasn't exactly a top tier.
No, not
Character.
at all.
No.
He's that film was so big. He's now Marvel's leading character above Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Really,
Which is weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's
very
totally-
strange.
It's very strange.
very peculiar.
Yeah, it's cool that way though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been fun as hell to watch.
Choice is
develop.
good.
The only one
Yeah.
I
you know.
don't quite gel with is the Doctor Strange.
I liked
film.
it.
I've only seen it
It's-
once.
It was. I think it was visually good. If Inception hadn't already been a film,
Yep.
Yeah.
It does like it loses
It's-
a little bit of impact
for me,
from that, I think, yeah.
the Genesis angle is just so generic. It was a story we'd seen 100 times before.
That's part of the problem, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
however, for me, as Doctor Strange is not my favourite, but he's a character I do. If you said to
yeah.
me who's like your top 10, he or
He'd
top
be in
5
there.
even, he might be in there.
Yeah.
And there was so much that they completely nailed. Spot on, like the whole Dormammu I've Come to Bargain scene was like it was ripped straight out of the 60s comics. It was lovely to see on screen. So yeah, there's a lot of fan service in there which really paid off.
Yeah.
And I really hope it's a springboard.
Have you seen the
Yeah.
screen test where Sean Pertwee's Dormammu? Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Fuck off, you prick!
Oh, look at me! I've not got any hands.
Oi, get back here, strange, you bastard!
Oi, strange. Shut up.
reversing time on me, you dullard.
Yeah, but that's our favourite Lonely Island song.
Yeah. I know we were talking about pop figures.
Oh, right,
now.
yeah.
We got into some to comics from that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have
You got a
decent-
few?
I have a few.
You have a
Take up
shelf.
space,
I would
don't
say.
Yeah, I have a shelf with, about half full of pops and then miscellaneous kind of memorabilia and such.
Yeah, think about it. That's a weird place to put a window, isn't it?
Yeah, it
On
is.
an interior wall of a flat.
Is it so
When
that you can
we
escape
moved
if there's
in,
a
it was not filled in but covered over with like a panel.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those things.
Yeah, it's very
Can you
strange.
open the window?
Yeah. Can you open the window? No. No, I mean I can, but they'll charge me because I have to smash the fuck out of it. And if I had to pick a favourite,
Oh shit!
I
your favourites.
Krennic has sentimental value because he was I got sent him.
You were desperate to get him. Wouldn't
I was
you?
very keen to get like
Oh, my complimentary items.
because it's no secret I'm I like my Krennic and Ben Mendelsohn generally. I think I'm starting to warm to him as a
you
whole.
like a-
As a
Krennic musical.
I love is that deleted line of Tarkin dialogue, which is like, "That's a nice villain. It would be a shame if something happened to it."
You stand
exactly.
here amongst my achievements and pour some sugar on me.
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Shoot
Direct,
the
Krennic.
Death Star on me.
while they glare and smoulder.
Why didn't any
And
of
also
us
Smolder.
say Star Wars the musical?
What?
Why didn't any of us say Star Wars? I was doing my Kylo Ren impression.
Why didn't any of us say Star Wars the musical?
Yeah, I suppose that would work.
I would prefer a Grindhouse Star Wars movie, but I'm
totally up
good
for
for
that.
both.
Make Red
I'm
Harvest.
Good for both.
With the
or Death
Legends
Troopers,
book.
yeah.
Make the Zombie Star Wars Legends books.
Oh,
into
sorry, I just wanted
films.
Death
Machete.
Troopers.
Oh, okay.
If you want Danny Trejo in Star Wars, I'm totes up for that.
Oh,
Machete,
sure.
with machete lightsabers.
Yeah.
Just like a horror movie where a Rancor is attacking him.
3 foot, like a foot thick.
Yeah.
Why not,
Space
right?
Mexican.
Yeah.
And also Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ellie.
Yeah.
Let's say Krennic is probably like one of my favourites for sentimental values, but in terms of the ones I just like the look of, I really like the Nick Valentine from Fallout 4. It's the one that's
It's cool.
the cyborg-looking
Yeah, I've
detective
seen.
fella. He's quite good. I like the old-style Punisher, the black and white Punisher.
Yeah.
I've got the Thunderbolts one as well, but I like the old.
Yeah.
I like the black and white one more because one, it's my preferred kind of. It's the Punisher I kind of
Yeah.
read the most, and also the Thunderbolts one won't stand up unless I prop him up against something. So
Against
you
Deadpool.
know,
Yeah.
exactly. In this case, my Obi-Wan, my
You got
Alec
the
Guinness
Alec Guinness
Obi-Wan.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I've got
it's
that
quite
one.
cool.
It's
And you got Jedi
lovely.
Luke as well. That's pretty cool.
Yes, Jedi Luke was one of the first ones I got, I think, because
I love
I was
Jedi Luke.
as a kid that was my favourite Star Wars
Yeah.
character was Jedi Luke.
I quite like your Fawn one as well.
I'm
Yeah,
kind of
this one's
disappointed we
cool.
haven't yet got to see Jedi Luke properly.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, because Battlefront 2 was a bit of a cock tease.
Yeah,
I think there's. I was really a large part from I had with Last Jedi was a sense of disappointment over Luke not being the hero we wanted him to be.
yeah, I know what you mean.
And it's actually come from another. There's a Lord of the Rings podcast called An Unexpected Podcast. They kind of
Is it the one that my friends do?
Canadian.
maybe
Canadian and the British guy. Yeah,
it's called Unexpected Podcast.
They've changed their name now.
Oh, have they? Okay, what are they called now?
How weird is this? They released their podcast.
They're not called
Episode
the Kid
1.
with the Train, are
No,
they?
no. Although, you know,
Wacky Coach.
to be fair, if you ever need to change the name again, guys, feel
Yeah.
free. But no, they released episode 1 of an unexpected podcast on the same day. Somebody else, completely
No.
unbeknownst, released a podcast called The Unexpected
No.
Podcast. Yeah,
Bloody
absolutely.
hell.
So they've changed the name to the Green Door Podcast.
Green Door Podcast.
And I have to
okay.
give them a shout out actually because I haven't had a chance to do it publicly. But I've been listening to the show and they mentioned that they have a challenge, which is can you read the Silmarillion before you read Lord of the Rings?
You could, but I don't think you'd enjoy it.
Well, that's the thing. So I've never read the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I tried and
You have
never.
a pop culture awareness of
Yeah,
that.
I have a pop culture awareness. I've seen the movies
Okay.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
So I mentioned on Twitter to them. I said, "Oh, you know, I'll quite happily take the challenge up." A couple of days later, I get a copy of the Silmarillion in the post, and they sent it to me.
All right. Okay.
How nice is that?
That's really
You know,
nice.
just like
Yeah.
you know, and
So
admittedly-
I suppose we've got to send them a train.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Straight through the front door.
That's why I asked the question: what type of train are we? We need
Well,
to get.
this is it,
We
yeah.
need to be on the same
So you
page.
need to
guys.
understand.
I
What,
imagine a
So
landmaster
I-
would go through the door.
I love the
of a house.
Silmarillion, but it is unwieldy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
it's basically like the
it's-
Tolkien Bible, right? It sort
yeah,
of
it's like
sets the
but it's a
groundwork
bit.
for.
It's a bit history. It's a bit biblical. It's a bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of a. The
way-
closest comparison I can come to is something like Apocalypse Now,
Okay.
where an Apocalypse Now is sprawling and it is overlong and
Yeah.
it is a bit convoluted and a bit
But it's
unwieldy.
great.
But at the same time, if you cut anything out of it, it
Doesn't
wouldn't work. And that's
Yeah.
what Silmarillion feels a bit like.
Okay,
The
well,
way
I've
people-
taken the challenge on.
Yeah, okay,
I haven't started
cool.
yet, but I'm taking it
Okay.
on. And so, like I said, I'd give it the shout out to the Green Door
Take notes.
podcast, James and Ads, and May.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sending the copy of the Silmarillion through. It's very kind of
Okay.
you. I did have a copy, but at the same time, I'm grateful.
Cool.
You know?
So I was listening to a podcast from Now Told, it's called The Green Door
Yes.
podcast, and they drew comparisons between Luke in Last Jedi
Mm-hmm.
and actually how Bilbo is at the start of Lord of the Rings. And if you think about it, if you'd been like back when Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
first came out, Bilbo was your hero because he was the hero in
Yeah.
The Hobbit. At the start of Lord of the Rings, he's broken.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a
He's-
shitlord.
He is. He's nearly driven insane by the ring by that point.
He says really nasty
and
things. to
that
his
kind of made
family.
me go,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
I guess Ray's Frodo, and I hadn't really
Put that together.
Yeah, and now I've been on the back foot about 7 and 8 so far because I'm a little bit of like I wanted to see Han and Luke do more shit. It's
Yeah.
only kind of that realization's made me go, okay, this is the Lord
give
of the
it a go.
Rings. Then.
Yeah.
Now you've made the Ray Frodo comparison. Frodo's OP as fuck. Oh yeah, not even a fucking wizard could resist this ring, but a fucking midget can.
A hobbit.
Yeah, as long as he's
Sorry,
got an
yeah.
uphill gardener with
Sorry.
him, he's fine.
I
Baggins on the slope. Is it up? No, never mind. I love you, Mr. Frodo.
We love you.
I know.
I'm doing the same voice.
I know.
I love you too, Sean Astin.
It's seen Austin.
See Austin, yeah. All right, so
Can't spell Sean Astin without Stranger Things.
yeah, why not?
Oh, don't make me cry.
Fucking dullard.
So
Dullard.
Alex goes on to ask, how many Simpsons references do you think you make in an average day?
Blake only speaks in
There's more.
Okay.
I work in a bank. I make my best effort to ensure I make at least 3. I even left this as my out of office message. Currently on a disciplinary, totally worth it. So I got permission to read this on the air.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So it reads, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such out-of-office messages as Alex is off watching WrestleMania, or by now I'm on an absurdly long cycling trip. I'm here today to talk to about somebody you know. Alex is out of the office from the Monday the 23rd of October to Wednesday the 1st of November. He wanted me to let you know he'll get back to you after his return." And then there's a little bit of like bump about who to contact. "That's all for now. Watch for me in the upcoming out-of-office message. It's not a hangover, it's food poisoning. I swear. And stay safe."
Why is he on disciplinary for that? That's amazing.
I think because
people don't
out of
like
office is
creativity.
usually like quite serious. You have to
Okay.
be like, usually they got like confidentiality messages and shit in it,
Okay.
so like you have to be kind of a little bit more professional about
well,
it all.
if his employer's listening, I just want to say get good.
Yeah, well, seriously, you know. Speaking of Simpsons references, before we actually get into some that we make, did you see in the news that embiggen is now an official word in the dictionary?
Doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
Was it not?
No, it wasn't
No,
before.
the whole
no.
joke was it wasn't a real word.
Yeah.
Oh, but it sounds good.
It's perfectly cromulent.
Perfectly
Yeah.
common, yeah.
Yeah, and I reckon cromulent's naturally to follow.
Yeah.
I meant to bring this up earlier when we started going bought, because like, speaking of bought,
Yeah.
I still want that to be a thing.
No one was named their kid Bought.
Maybe they have.
Is there like a small version of embiggen to make small?
In
Smallland?
Smallland, yeah.
Shrinken?
It's only a matter of time.
Shrunken.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's only a matter of time.
Like,
There's a few
you mean
words.
Like now.
There are a few words in the dictionary that in the new editions that I was surprised weren't already a thing, and some that I'm disappointed now are.
Okay.
dullard-
Tzatziki.
Oh.
Yeah,
that not a word?
was never in the dictionary.
But it is now.
It was a foreign
Yeah.
word, I suppose.
Yeah, but even then, it's like you've got,
Yeah.
you know.
Is dullard still a word?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also, yeah.
That's good.
It's also a cheat in Mortal Kombat 1 on the Mega Drive.
Was it really? What did it do?
Down, up, left, left, A, right, down. Open up
Oh,
a secret
okay.
menu.
Ah. Fucking dullard.
Now I know.
All right. So how many Simpsons references do you think you make in an average day? You can take an average of like a week.
He literally speaks in them.
Yeah, I'd say on average about 50.
50.
I would say not as many as I make Star Wars or Aliens references. Those are my main means of communication.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Speaking of aliens, the best review I heard of Alien Covenant was, it's both high praise and exceedingly damning to say that this is the best Alien movie since Alien 3.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right, yeah.
pretty much.
On our double film day, it was definitely the worst of the two.
For sure.
Watch Prometheus and Covenant, yeah.
No, Covenant and Guardians 2.
Yeah, Covenant's too significantly better.
Yeah. Well, we went to see, because we were going to go, originally we were going to go see Covenant first, weren't we? And then
Yeah,
we
we kinda switched it
had
around.
some uni problems, which meant you
There
came
were some
late.
odd sequences in Covenant that really worked, but enough that ruined it as well.
There were some bits that were fucking amazing, and then there were some bits that were like so bad.
Like, Fassbender was great.
Fassbender being a bit weird and gay, double entendre with himself was
Hold
weird.
it like this.
I
I'll
like
do the fingering.
Like, we broke.
We
that
broke.
bit,
We
like,
broke
no
in
one
this.
else.
Good.
Like,
Yeah.
no one else in the
This
cinema
is
did.
weak.
Like, it was just us.
What's got me of a really weird thing about Covenant, and this is a reference to a DVD extra I haven't seen, I've got second-hand information
Okay.
here, is kind of established in Covenant that the aliens are actually kind of genetically manipulated and created by David.
Yeah.
And which, you know, kind of throws him. But we're not actually aliens then, but all right, we'll go
Yeah.
along with it. Apparently, there's a short film on the DVD Blu-ray release which establishes that they are actual aliens and David's just trying to
Modified
replicate them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why wasn't that in the film?
It was
Yeah.
in the book as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was
in
in
the
the
bloody
novelisation. Yeah,
I really like the book. The book's great. It
Alan
fixes
Dean Foster
everything.
does his best to fix Ridley Scott's mistakes.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, the book is a solid. We're going out of 4. That's a what rates things out of 4? Anyway, I would
5
give
out
it
of 7.
Yeah, I'll give it 3 out of 4.
Needs more water.
It would be a solid 3
It's a
out of
weird
4.
book.
But
Yeah.
like, the film is like, it's Roger Ebert. He does out of 4.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He does 0 to 4, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because cunt.
That is a weird scale because if it exists, it's a 1.
So it's an 8 out of 10.
If it has credits. Yeah.
The book.
It's like binary.
I'd say the 7 out of 10 for a book.
It's like going on the scale of binary.
But
If
the
it exists,
film-
it's a 1.
Yeah.
The film's a 5. I guess 5 out of 10. You reckon? Alien Covenant.
What, Covenant? Yeah, 5,
5 out
6,
of
5,
10.
6 at a push.
Mhm.
Don't want to be too damning, but yeah, it's like
It's not good.
it's not amazing.
No.
No.
It was so close to having Your Highness versus Aliens with that movie.
The weird thing about that film is it did actually make Prometheus a better film.
Well, what's
It
annoying?
actually did, yeah.
What was annoying about that though is I was made to believe, I don't know where I got this from. I think from just reading previews and stuff, that it was supposed to be a film where you didn't have to have seen Prometheus to make sense of it, and actually you really did.
Yeah, kind
and
of.
that really annoyed
to be honest,
me.
if you go back and read through all the stuff that he said
Well, you hadn't seen
since
it.
the start of Prometheus, it's not difficult to believe that quite possibly Ridley Scott has some form of early onset dementia, because he just contradicts and changes his stance and changes his opinion again and again and again, and has done since about 2 years before Prometheus.
I think half
Maybe
the
he's
problem-
illiterate.
Yeah.
I think he has dyslexia, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
maybe
but,
so.
there's I was listening to another podcast, sorry,
Could be wrong.
called AVP Galaxy. Well, I
Okay.
understand they've recently just
I've
changed
heard
their
they're
name.
very
They've
good.
just changed their name to the Green Sulaco.
The Emerald Nostromo.
And they were saying, one of the guys on that was saying, he dug out the Blu-ray set of the Alien set to watch, and Ridley Scott had written a foreword in the leaflet.
Yeah.
And he's just flicking through it, as you do. And Ridley Scott's foreword, it was just as he was filming Prometheus. So
Thanks for watching, Alan.
It was just as he was filming Prometheus. He said, I can't wait to show you something that's even scarier than the original Alien. And it's like, well, between you writing that and Prometheus releasing, you changed your mind again.
Yeah. It's like, what did you do?
It's
He's
the
just-
same-
as a
Either that or
total-
he's done some short film that's never seen the light of day, which is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It's the same as
Just his balls
like
for 8
George
minutes.
Lucas as well. Like he never had his story straight of his plan of like
Yeah.
9
No, of
films,
course not.
6 films. Like they do. I mean, like everyone changes their mind. Like
Yeah, he might have.
all
I
the
think
time. But
there's a really good book about Star Wars and the making of the original trilogy.
yeah, okay.
I can't remember. I think it's just called The Secret History of Star Wars or
That
something
sounds
like that.
Is it by,
Is it the
You
one
mentioned it before.
Josh Robert Thompson reads the
Right,
audio
okay.
book, and it's really fucking good. And
Yeah.
it does go through. I think it sort of touches on the idea that there may be a kind of
Bit of revisionism.
I wanted to do 9. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. This is too much stress. I want to do 6. You know what?
Okay.
I don't even know if I want to do 6. And then
Yeah.
okay, I'm back to 9
it kind of
again.
makes him very human in a way.
Oh,
Like
it humanises him
because, like,
immensely. That
like,
book.
I know
Yeah.
from doing like personal projects, like you change your mind like every 5 fucking seconds.
Totally. Do you know how many
constantly
times I've
doubt your
almost shut this
ideas.
podcast down?
Yeah. Crazy omnibus.
Positively 6.
I'm glad you shut the other one down instead.
Yeah, the paedophile cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never even got off the ground, to be honest, which is, probably fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that went a long way from being Simpsons references.
Yeah.
I probably
I
make
think basically we answered the question was, I like aliens. Let's talk about aliens.
Sorry, Alex.
I probably make, on average, 1 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it varies quite wildly. The one I make most commonly is whenever somebody says something bad about France, I'm just like, nobody ever says Italy.
My most common one is nothing can possibly go wrong.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
another good one. Yeah.
Every time I stare at a butt, I just have Flanders going, nothing at all.
Oh
Nothing
yes,
at all.
yes.
Nothing
The
at all.
nothing at all was quite a thing.
And that's
but-
that is both
that was the
of
thing
your
between
faults.
us. That was a thing between us for a while. Like we'd send
Yeah.
it to each other on Facebook all the time and shit.
I think Simpsons does become sort of background to your culture because you'll
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's been around for most of our
I
lives.
find myself I will be at work or something and I will say a reference to something. It could be a film, could be Simpsons, could be most things, but I inadvertently won't know I'm saying it. Like,
Yeah, it's just become part of your
it's just
vocab.
become
Yeah.
part of my vocabulary.
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
just-
it's an amazing achievement. I don't know any other TV series has ever accomplished to that level of
No, not to that
cultural
degree.
insidiousness.
Yeah,
Probably
indeed.
last the summer wine.
you know,
I'm going to
like-
stop talking to Crouch now.
But like what you said earlier,
There's Principal Skinner
I
sliding
reckon-
downhill in the bathtub. Cool, fucking hell.
I reckon Friends probably has a few.
Oh yeah,
Few-
Let's
I never
bleed.
got into Prince.
The word pivot is quite a
yeah.
common
Okay.
Friends quote.
And,
It's relevant in context.
and
okay.
Yeah, it helps
Ross's
a lot.
move like his swear words with his hands.
Yeah, and the symbol for turn the volume down
Yeah.
a bit. Just
And
Okay.
obviously, we were on a break.
yeah, that's quite
like
common. Yeah.
that's what
And
I
could
say.
I be any more contrived?
Something.
Yeah, I don't remember ever hearing him say
7,
those words in exactly
7,
those things. Yeah, but
7.
yeah, but same with Futurama and that. I've quoted that. God
Well,
knows how many
that's
times,
the
and-
running joke between me and you.
That
Like,
just raises more questions.
you say something, and I'm just like, is that a Simpsons
I
reference?
mean, I won't even be thinking about it. Brad's even seen me doing it, but I've been sitting there at the PC playing like a real-time strategy game, like StarCraft or Dawn of War
Yeah.
or whatever.
you had your back turned on your brother.
And-
Stop exploding, you coward.
Yeah, I sat there going, "Stop exploding, you coward!" cunts.
Yeah.
And keep firing assholes.
And
for
keep
sure.
firing assholes.
I suppose like when things
But
are going,
obviously that's Spaceballs.
things are going quite well, and I feel quite nefarious. I do picture Mr. Burns just going excellent. That's a very
2 Futurama ones that keep popping into my vocab. Whenever I'm playing a game with any kind of space combat or flight where it's shit, I just go, she's built like a restaurant, but she handles like a bistro. And the other one is occasionally at work, if I get really frustrated, I'll just put, if anybody needs me, I'll be in the Angry Dome.
Yeah, I've said that before.
And they're just like, what does that mean? I'm just going to sit here and swear a lot. You pricks. Shut up, you cunts. That's the Star Trek one that gets through.
The Futurama one I do most often is I'll build my own X with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, I did that too.
yeah. And also that band you both made.
Yeah. Do you know the other one, the Star Trek one that makes it in a lot is shut up, you cunts.
That is an all-time quote. Better than There Are Four Lights.
I mean, we all knew Discovery was going to be edgy, but fucking hell.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Alex, I hope that answers your question about The Simpsons, the Star Trek, Aliens, Star Wars. Yep, all good. Right, so let's say we have a question from Jeremy, and he's expressed a willingness to write in regularly. Okay, cool. Which is, to be honest, if you're listening, we want that from you too. Yeah. But Jeremy has taken the initiative, and we cannot commend him enough for that. So Jeremy, good on you, mate.
Now here's a
couple of options for jingles that could kind of introduce the thing. I'm not going to go and get these professionally done like the intros, just because I'm not made of fucking money. But
I'm still sad you haven't done Rob's for Noomy Noomies.
Yeah, well, there is that. If I ever start a solo podcast, that's what it'll be called, promise. Look forward to that just before the Peter podcast.
Lonely train.
Carriage to myself. Anyway, so there's a couple of different ones I've thought of. So
the toilet's engaged, which makes you wonder.
Oh, it's out of order because, of course, I'm on the southeastern. So last time. The episode title last time, because he wrote in all the questions, was Jeremy wrote in, and that's the show. So I was thinking, Jeremy wrote in, what's he said? That's one. Whoa, we're going to hear from Jeremy. Whoa, from Get to Fuck Island. Or there is, we could do the White Stripes.
No, actually, perfect. Jeremy rolling road.
I was trying so hard.
Pour some rolling on us.
Or there's rolling. What?
I like that one the best.
Yeah.
Keep them jerseys rolling.
Keep them questions rolling. Rolling. Yeah, that works. Do you know what, Jeremy? You get to pick. So you've just heard some really good ones. So what's your pick? Anything you like.
Could it be "I'm Like a Bird" by Nelly Furtado?
Sure.
I'm like a Jeremy.
I'll only write it in.
I think Joe's tired.
Yeah, I think so.
My favourite.
Which is
song.
annoying because we've got to do a gamecast after this. You guys, what? Yeah, what? I like 64 things and Mega Drive.
Mega 64.
What?
Yeah, the gamecast could be about 5 seconds long. It's just him going bits, and that's it.
And
then you just hear my head hitting the desk.
So that's Joe's favourite Lonely Island song.
So anyway, so Jeremy writes. This is quite vitriolic for Jeremy, but it's just opinion, so take it as it's meant. The Oscars, in my view, a lovey backslapping wank fest. When was the last time a Best Picture wasn't a pretentious pile of vomit-inducing shit? Shape of Water was okay. The Bastard Love Child of Splash and The Creature from the Black Lagoon. But wouldn't you rather have seen Hellboy 3? What's wrong with box office hits and fun movies winning something for once? These days, I'd much more likely watch a movie that won a Razzie than an Oscar. Mind you, my taste in movies is probably rubbish and La La Land is brilliant. Although I've yet to meet anyone who can say this with much conviction. And he also adds, great show last time, guys. Where do you get your material?
Well, first things first, La La Land is brilliant.
Okay,
so
fine.
I haven't seen La La Land. Apart from that, I'm totally on page with Jeremy. I'd much rather watch a fucking Sharknado movie than Oscar-winning toss.
Yeah. I actually rather watch both because then I get to enjoy more things.
That's fine.
That's fine as well.
Yeah, that's
fine.
Enjoying things. You're allowed.
Yeah, that's fine. I think at the end of the day, people are allowed
have
to
more
watch
free time than
whatever
I do, obviously.
Yeah. To be fair, Jeremy, at no point does Jeremy say you're not allowed to enjoy things. And if he'd worded it as such, I'd call him on it.
At the end of the day, I mean, I actually would like to see Shape of Water because
I've seen it.
Everyone I know who's seen it has said
well,
nothing but good things.
I can just run your glass.
Grinding Nemo. There you go. It's the container it comes in, Blake. Yeah. That's the spoilers. Yeah. Sorry.
What's a good shape of water? A tornado full of sharks.
It's true. It's true.
You dressed as one
I'm
once.
just happy that Abe Sapien gets some. So.
Yeah.
Well,
We've always watched that Hellboy deleted scene and just wondered.
When the trailer's here, I did kind of hope that it
was
would
gonna
be
be
a
Abe.
prequel.
Yeah.
for
Oh, that would
Abe.
have been amazing.
That would have
wouldn't
been
it?
that would have been nice.
Yeah, if they lock him in a tomb and it just said Abe, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jeremy, I do think Hellboy, the Del Toro one is definitely dead.
Oh, that's a
I
shame.
love the first Hellboy movie. The
First
second
Hellboy
one
movie is brilliant.
The
Yeah.
second one's more Blade
Right.
2 than Hellboy.
The second.
That one's all right.
A lot of this comes down to why I'm really glad he never got, or so far hasn't been allowed to do Mountains of Madness. Is the first one is a really good Hellboy movie. The second one is a really good Del Toro movie that happens to have Hellboy in it.
Right. I see.
It's way more. I like it in spite of Del Toro rather than because of him.
feel like if he went to them and said, "Can I please have the budget for Mountains of Madness?" he'd get more now.
That's
I think
what
so now.
concerns me,
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen news reports
It's
of like
it's not like the book's going to catch fire, but I'm like,
Well, exactly,
I don't think it'll be.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
thing might.
I've seen Shape of Water and I
They're just going
enjoyed
to sit there
it.
and go,
Yeah.
this is Prometheus.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Well, apparently that's the reason his movie got cancelled last time, because the studio looks at it and says he's too close to Prometheus,
Oh, right.
and Prometheus is a rip-off of Mountains of
I
Madness.
wish somebody had done that with Constantine TV series and Supernatural and saved us a series of not disappointment of the series, but disappointment that it had to end.
well, and then the disappointment of repeated teases from like being an Arrow or being like is he in a cartoon series based in that
basically,
universe
so
now?
basically what they
Justice
did,
League Dark, was he?
he was in
He's in
Justice League
that.
Dark and Matt Ryan plays him. He does a very
Love
good job.
Matt Ryan, he's great.
Yeah, and that Justice League Dark movie's fucking excellent.
Still not in it.
Yeah, it's well worth watching. I would lend it to you, but I don't have a Blu-ray of it. I have the digital copy. But we can come around sometime. We'll just watch it. We'll do a viewing party
Yeah,
of Justice
okay.
League
I
Dark.
love
What bothers me at the
cartoons.
Oscars is
I'm up for
Yeah, cool.
it does kind of, whenever I see a movie gets Best Picture, it almost makes me go, yeah, this probably isn't for me. And it's kind of like, I know it's stupid and that's childish, but I get that little bit of, no, don't tell me what's fucking good.
No, I know what you mean. Like,
Yeah,
this is.
and
I think
also
that's
fine
where.
for movies I really like. They tend to give a shitty technical awards too. Like I know if a movie gets Best Sound Editing,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to like that movie.
Because it's
Because
a horror
it's-
movie,
yeah,
most
yeah,
likely.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, possibly. But
Yeah.
like, I think that's what's happening. I've listened to a couple of podcasts today that have talked about the Oscars, and that's the takeaway from it. Is they all feel like you're just trying to tell me what to think and what to enjoy, rather than rewarding movies that are
Actually
successful or
Well, there was
you
the
know.
furor about the Florida Project not getting anything.
right.
And that's supposed to be a very, very accomplished movie.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
all about nostalgia and childhood and stuff.
Hmm.
But it got sidestepped completely.
Yeah.
So,
It's not a movie I've seen yet, but there's a lot of backlash in the. I get a lot of horror stuff turn up on my Twitter and Instagram
Yeah.
feed because of the field I work in.
Yeah, fair enough.
And there's a lot of backlash about Get Out not getting anything.
It did.
it did. It
He got Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
pass me by. I think.
Yeah.
I apologise. Like
That's
I say,
all right.
I've kind of seen it go past.
Yeah, well, it may be because they may have awarded it to Jordan Peele rather than
Rather
Get
than
Out.
the film itself.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's like maybe that's why it came.
Okay,
maybe it passed you by
maybe
for
if we'd
that.
given it best sound
'Cause that's-
editing, that's probably gone to Last Jedi.
No, actually, I don't think Last Jedi won anything.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it got nominated for VFX.
It had 4
but,
Oscars. They're all technical.
Blade Runner beat it.
Original score was one, which
Yeah.
actually, of all the Star Wars films,
not very good.
it's not very original. It's
No.
basically
It's
a
given
melange
Homer
of.
a boner, but I'm meh about that
It's
one.
a melange of all, and it's good in the sense it's like a melange of all these different themes. But I don't think it's that original. You know, a lot of it is repeats of like the Resistance theme, mixes of Luke and Leia's themes and bits and pieces intertwined. And
I like the
It's
island
almost like
music.
Williams is getting short.
it's. I don't even know if it's that.
You
Or
can
just
see his retirement looming and going.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's been saying, isn't he, in the
I mean, he
news
said
that
nine's
nine's
gonna
going to be his
which
last
I-
one.
I'm amazed he did that much. To be honest,
I'm
with you.
amazed.
He's an old
Yeah,
man
it's
now.
impressive. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
in his mid-80s.
As long as he still does indie, be fine.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe that'll be his
It's
last
up to
thing.
him.
Like,
Maybe.
Yeah,
give
well,
it-
this is it, you
Maybe
know,
we'll give
he
it to Deanne Ford to do instead.
Maybe. You know.
that would be good.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Be very interesting.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Danny Elfman.
Lonely Island.
He'll probably
Nick
go
Cave.
to what's his face that did Rogue One.
Giacchino.
Giacchino, yeah.
They might give it
Right.
to Alexandra Desplat, who was originally
Yeah.
supposed to do Rogue
Apparently,
One.
I found about
Okay.
him is he's soundtracked all of J.J. Abrams' movies apart
Yeah, pretty
from
much.
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he also did Lost, did the music to Lost
Yes.
as well.
Which is
so.
Abrams as well, I
Yep.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
There's a quite a cool little theory that's going around that
Lost is part of the Star Wars universe.
well everything is part of the Cloverfield universe, and like because there's oh shit, what was it? There's like an Easter egg. I can't remember it now. Something about the Tagarato company that turns up in. You haven't seen any of the Cloverfields. Basically, it's a company that exists in the Cloverfield universe,
Right.
but J.J. Abrams, he put the Dharma Initiative thing from Lost
Right.
in the first Cloverfield
Okay.
and stuff like that, and then there's references to Star Trek. That was it.
Okay.
It's not Star Wars. It's
The
everything
JJ
but
the
Star
Trek-
Wars.
the
It's
Trek
like
reboot.
Derleth inclusionism in the Lovecraft universe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Mm.
But I thought, it's obviously there's no actual
It
officiality.
would be a hard
to
one
it.
to tangentially connect, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's a
they-
nice little nod.
They're kind of saying because of what happens in the Cloverfield 3, where
Stuff happens.
stuff happens with parallel universes.
Right, I see.
Anything
Oh, okay.
can happen.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
basically just to have your cake and eat it.
Oh, the
thing.
wibbly wobbly timey wimey excuse. Got it.
Basically that, yeah.
Fun.
It's pretty cool though.
Hopefully that sounded convincing.
Yeah. So they're all in the same universe, but it's all parallel universes, so it might as well not be in the same universe.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically.
Cool. In the same way that Star Wars is the same universe as a field in England, it just has nothing to do with each other at all.
Yeah, yeah.
One
I
of them was a long
I think
time ago.
of the Oscar movies that were nominated for Best Picture, I think the only one I've seen is Shape of Water, and that was only because it was
what were the other ones?
Covenant didn't get nominated?
No,
Oh.
no.
Ugh.
Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I've heard that is absolutely just vapid.
By the time this goes up, there'll be a review on E14. Aaron reviewed it. He said he quite liked it. He said it was by the numbers, but enjoyable, and the
Yeah.
performances are really good.
I heard the message of the film was basically violence begets violence.
Yeah, which
That's
is
basically it. There's
fine.
no one learns anything. It's just that's
yeah.
it.
But it managed to get 2 Oscars because Sam Rockwell got one for Best Supporting, actor, and then Frances McDormand got Best Actress.
I heard
So-
general reviews I thought were meant to be quite positive for that film.
yeah.
I think it's where
But
I'm
that's
on
the thing, isn't it?
4chan
It's
quite
like,
a lot.
it's important. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, does that mean it? But is it good though? That's what I actually care about when I read a
'cause
movie
I
review.
mean, I would like to, I did a little part of me because I saw the trailer for Three Billboards. I thought, it looked quite good from the trailer. 'Cause
Yeah,
it looked
yeah.
Like,
It sounds-
looked
it
was-
sounds
yeah,
intriguing.
okay, there's violence, but I mean, it looked like there was a mixture of black comedy to it as well.
Yeah.
Did it get anything? Because that absolutely took
Don't
cinema by storm.
think so. Maybe something visual effectsy or costume design or
'Cause
something.
that was way bigger than anyone expected it
Oh,
to be.
for sure.
So
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
That's why I get annoyed because they always just it seems to be all the focus seems to be on all the films that are released just before.
There is a bit of
That's,
that to it as well. Yeah, it's like where you time it tends to kind of dictate.
But people seem to make the Oscar movies that
Yeah.
just for
Yeah.
For Oscar bait.
Well, it's like
That's-
you know, I realised that it was never going to be in the mix, but people were saying, "Remember Wonder Woman when the award Best Picture comes around?" It's like no, because it's not as good as some other movies. It's, like, it's good. It's perfectly enjoyable
the
movie.
thing people need to make the distinction between is an important movie doesn't really necessarily mean it's a good movie.
And actually, in fact, sometimes it's completely inverse.
Opposite, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
something that tries really hard to be important. Like Wonder Woman doesn't try hard to be important; it just happens
It just
to be
is by the existence
certain
of it.
nature
yeah.
of certain elements of its production.
It's
but
pretty average. As a
It's a perfectly enjoyable superhero
exactly,
movie.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it.
No.
but it's not very exceptional at the same time.
Yeah, it's like it's good, it's solid,
Yeah.
it's like First Avenger, that sort of level.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect. I mean, I watched it and I thought it was a perfectly good superhero movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Do I
enjoyed
think it
it.
deserves to win awards and praises
No.
as being one of the best movies of all time? No.
No, exactly, yeah.
But then again, most Marvel films don't really
And I'm sure,
deserve
yeah,
that.
and I'm sure
The only Marvel film to ever win an Oscar is Spider-Man by
Shut
Sam
your whore
Raimi.
mouth about Ant-Man.
So they've had a long drought.
was Spider-Man by Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Which one did it win for?
I can't. I think it might.
Best sound editing.
Best Willem Dafoe.
I don't know. It might be. It might be.
It was a
costume.
relatively new
Best sound
category, didn't
editing.
last very
Best
long.
lighting. Something really doesn't really
Yeah,
matter is what
yeah.
they give the popular movies
What
to
did,
show they're
what
cool
did
and
Blade
down
Runner
with the
win,
kids.
sorry?
Blade Runner, the cinematographer separately won best cinematography.
And
It is a
best,
beautiful
for Blade
film.
Runner.
to
the
be
best
fair.
Up Yours Ridley
Yeah.
Scott award.
That's another relatively new category.
And
It's just a sculpt of Dan O'Bannon's middle finger.
I'm pretty sure.
The next film to win it will be Alien, Your Highness.
I'm pretty sure it won best VFX as well.
Okay.
I mean, as I said, it wasn't a perfect film. It was, but I would say it was definitely a beautiful film.
It definitely was.
Then,
Yeah.
are there any perfect films apart from Jaws and Fury Road?
Not many.
Yeah, I think that's it, really.
Mm.
And there are some people that don't like either of those films. So
No. Do you know what island they live on?
Jeremy, right in. tell us if you recognise anybody.
Fury Road wins me over while I get into the hour and 20-minute mark and go, let's do it again!
when that happened, I literally was like, "Oh no, they're going back."
Yeah.
And then a second later, I was like,
I'm on board with this.
"Yeah, cool."
Yeah.
I won't give in.
Yeah.
No? All right.
I
Glorious.
was perfectly fine with. I mean, Fury Road. I loved that film from start to finish, and
Yeah.
the fact that I didn't have to pay for it and got free tickets for seeing it, I think is a brilliant thing.
What's interesting, actually, is Jeremy makes reference to rather watching movies that won Razzies than Oscars. I've actually seen as many Razzie winners as Oscar winners, in the sense that I saw the Tom Cruise Mummy before Christmas.
That wasn't too bad.
I heard it was total toilet.
It's got some really bad moments,
Yeah.
but
They've
there's a
been
few
trying
bits
to
that kind of
reboot-
showed promise.
They've been trying to reboot like because my understanding is they've been trying to do the Universal Monsters as a shared universe,
Yeah,
like
Dark
Marvel does and
Universe.
like DC
And they
keeps
do
trying
have a
to do.
couple of sort of
They did the Dracula thing, which
teasers and-
tanked, and
yeah.
they did a Frankenstein one, which tanked,
Yeah.
and then
What
the
was the
Mummy one's
Frankenstein
tanked. It
one?
was a Daniel Radcliffe thing.
Oh, was that
that
part
one.
of it?
Was
Yeah.
it not
I thought that was Hammer
I
Horror, that
Frankenstein, the Aaron Eckhart one?
That was
Might be
before
on
that.
was that before?
Apologise.
Yeah, that
Oh.
came out.
Oh, I
when
was
I was
only
working
aware
at
of
cinema.
the two. I thought
I
it
will
was just
say
Dracula
that
Untold.
obviously shows the impact it had.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't
I think
remember
that's
which
why
one
they
it
did
is.
it.
Like similar
They
movies.
keep trying to do it, and it's just not taking.
Also,
Yeah.
just don't take the Justice League Dark thing away with Dark Universe.
Yeah, basically.
I think the reason they seem to be trying to recapture the Stephen Sommers Mummy movies.
Yeah.
Which were
They were good.
they could move. I love the
They're
the
great,
first two
yeah.
Stephen Sommers movies. I really
First
like.
two, yeah.
They couldn't have. That's like they were very indicative of their time. It would be hard to
Yeah.
make a blockbuster movie like that anymore. And it seems to me that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
When what they should be doing is trying to. The 1930s ones weren't action movies; they were horror movies.
Yeah.
Make them horror movies because people are
Be
paying
nice.
money for horror movies at the
For
moment.
sure. Yeah.
Horror's big at the moment.
What are they on to? Like Insidious 8?
Yeah, but Swords.
Stephen Moore
Swords had
Insidious.
two, not really, but sort of quite reboots. And so
Yeah.
it was fucking massive.
Yeah.
Get Out was a huge sleeper hit. It's big at the moment. So don't try and make Hollywood blockbusters. Just make a good film
Well, do
and people
what
will go
we-
see it.
do what we
Don't let
thought-
Ridley Scott anyone near it, and you're golden.
Do what we thought
good
Hammer
rule
was
of
going to
thumb.
do when it came back with Woman in Black. And
Yeah.
actually just bring back,
Yeah.
mid-level horror films.
Yeah.
Because we got the shitty low-budget ones in aplenty.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Doing my best, man. I'm doing my best.
And there's not many high budget ones, but I mean, what would you even call a high budget horror? Like Black Swan? Is that's
It probably was.
I guess it, but that was still quite cheap. Stranger Things? I don't
Trying
know.
to think if
It's
there
not
aren't
really
many
horror, but
big budget horror movies because
Yeah.
you don't need to be.
you don't really need them. They don't
Because really, you can achieve a lot of it by not having as many lights.
Yeah.
And so I've
Or
always
musical cues.
the original
The lo-fi
Evil Dead.
aesthetic.
I love the original Sam Raimi Evil Dead because they used the limits to make it work.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have many lights, which
You're-
is why it's
yeah.
lit so economically.
Yeah, you'll know the answer to this. I was talking to somebody about this the other day about tricks they use to kind of get around technical limitations. What is when they're doing it's like a slider shot? Was it on a skateboard or a model train?
Oh, in Evil Dead,
Yeah.
with the flying point of view.
it was a
No, there's like a one that goes
board,
along the
wasn't
floor.
Yeah, you just get like the point of view.
Yeah.
Right across, yeah, it's a camera mounted on a 2x4 and two blokes holding ropes at either end of a 2x4 running along with it.
Oh, okay. So it's neither of the things I
No,
thought. All right.
but that kind of stuff is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's great.
especially when they worked out how to do it through a car window.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was number one, wasn't it? Was it two?
That might be the second one. Actually,
But
think
still,
of it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Just
No, that flying shot is brilliant.
always good.
And like so much of Evil Dead is in the lighting, or rather the lack of it. They were so clever with the lighting,
Yeah.
and that's such a brilliant film. It's not brilliant for me. It's a personal favourite, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Okay, that's fine. Was there any other?
Oscar
So
ones?
Evil Dead got best movie, is what I heard.
Yeah. And where do you
fair.
get your material? Wonderful listeners like you, Jeremy.
Yep.
I'd like
Keep
to
it
add
coming.
about the best animation or whatever.
Oh
the
yeah,
category is
yeah.
called.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
And to echo what other people have been saying about the Oscars in general, this year really felt like, with exceptions, it felt like each category was kind of scraping the barrel a bit. Like there wasn't anything truly amazing
So they just went with the best of a bunch.
of a
yeah.
bad year. Like I'm not really talking about people's performances because that's always subjective, and that's
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
actually, even a good performance
Do you feel
can still not completely save a terrible movie.
exactly.
It's
yeah.
hard to do an Oscar ceremony and pick the films
Yeah.
for those categories while desperately trying to avoid the Weinstein Company at every possible opportunity.
Yeah, this is true, and also Kevin Spacey being in it.
Yeah, so I think this Oscar ceremony was probably quite heavily politicised.
Yeah.
You think?
Because I mean, like,
No, I don't watch it. I'm guessing.
No, believe me.
Baby Driver didn't get anything, and I said this to Alicia, and I was like, I'm shocked. Like,
Is that the Joe Pantoliano thing where Baby runs around the city all day long?
No.
no, it's pretty close. No, it's the what's the the director's name?
Oh,
Fuck, what's his name?
Guy who does Hot Fuzz thing.
Yeah,
Edgar Wright.
Wright, yeah. So that, like, he always has fancy sound editing, and he edits visually to the sound and stuff. And like, I would have thought that movie would have won based on that.
Or at least best sound editing.
Yeah,
The most important award.
the most important award. But like, I said this to Alicia, and
God,
she was
if
like,
you
"Well,
can you imagine?
maybe it got snubbed because Kevin Spacey was in it."
Can you imagine the intersectional destruction that would occur if they made a most important award? And I mean important in quotes.
Did you see the headline of Kayfabe News today?
No.
The Miz snubbed for Oscars again.
Yeah, the Marine Thor and all that.
Yeah. He tries.
Yeah, he does. He's a fucking incredible heel. Because he just comes across as probably a perfectly reasonable guy in real life, but he's very good at playing a dickhead.
Yeah.
So they look forward to that.
But yeah, Alicia was saying that maybe it got snubbed because of Kevin Spacey being in it.
That annoys me. Like, I'm not going to go too deep into the political stuff on the Oscars because like I say,
there was a
they started it, but at the same time, if they're snubbing an entire film and all the people who worked on that film because of one high-profile allegation of like impropriety. I think there were multiple allegations, but what I mean is one instance, one person within that production.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Seriously, that's such a spit in the face to everybody else who worked on that production, who didn't do anything fucking horrendous. Although, to be fair, in Hollywood, who fucking knows?
That's why I'm glad they didn't cancel House of Cards.
Yeah,
like they've just changed it.
Just carry on. That's
they've
fine.
Just carried on because it is a disservice to everyone else.
Chris Packham and the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Crazy illegal game as Chris Langham. Langham.
Yeah, we did. We've been down this road before.
Chris Packham, wasn't he on the One Show or
yes.
something? Yeah, okay.
He's the one from the nature shows.
Yeah,
I got it wrong once.
Okay.
I had to go in the show notes just in case. Yeah, Chris Langham. Yeah, that's how they did it with The Thick of It, wasn't it? They just had his minister stacked.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't even know who they replaced him with. Rebecca Front, wasn't it?
I haven't watched it. I don't know.
Have you not?
No, I tried the first couple of episodes and didn't really click with it, but I've been told to give it another
just
go.
a lot of swearing, wasn't it?
No, one particular Malcolm Tucker's like the sweary one, but the most of the characters are just
not
characters.
Swearing.
Yeah,
No.
but it's Malcolm Tucker who it's actually almost like notorious in its absence. Apart from him, he makes it the fact that he's the one who swears the most kind of makes his more impactful when he does.
Yeah,
which is kind of nice. Less is more everywhere else. Kind of makes a bigger deal when he does it. Although he didn't take it into Doctor Who, which would have made me watch that show. But
the other spoof news, I think it was Daily Mash one, was Predator wins every single category again.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Best supporting actress for The Woman in the Heart.
You know what? It might win next time because Predator comes out this year.
Oh, the Predator's out this year, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what I'm really looking forward to about that?
There's a Predator film that comes out soon.
It's directed by Fred Decker, who did Monster Squad. It's written by Shane Black, who wrote the original Predator. He's also the guy who does the pussy jokes, is the writer, Shane Black.
I thought Shane Black was directing it.
No, Fred Decker's directing, Shane Black wrote it, which means we're getting a Black and Decker Predator.
And also, it'll win the Best Sound Award.
Yeah.
It'll win.
But speaking of Predators, that's enough about Hollywood. Anyway, Jeremy, I hope that answers your question and addresses your rant. You have some common ground with the folks on the crazy train,
even with me, and I'm
even with Joe. And I was
notoriously
genuinely expecting you to be like, "Fuck you, Jeremy!
Yeah.
Shape of Water is our goddamn masterpiece."
I mean, I'm still disappointed by his opinions, but
that's okay. You're allowed to be.
Yeah,
and I'm sure if you were to sit and chat, he might be disappointed by some of yours.
Oh, definitely.
We all are.
Yeah,
definitely.
there's a mutual thing.
Yeah,
it's
fine. We have
what's
respect.
wonderful.
I
Exactly.
like
What's
Jeremy.
wonderful
I
is
hope he likes me.
mutual respect and
Love
allowing
me.
other people to have their opinions.
Exactly.
What is the best Del Toro movie before we...
Crush Your Women. What?
Kronos?
Best Del Toro movie.
Kronos is really good.
So I really like Pacific Rim.
I also really like
I need to
that.
see
I really
Pacific
like
Rim.
Blade 2,
Didn't I buy
actually.
you
But it
Pacific
is,
Rim?
yeah.
And you bought me Atlantic Rim.
Oh yeah,
You bought me
because
the
you like B
Asylum version.
movies.
Yeah, I do like B movies.
Was that any good?
It's on the to watch pile. Have a small child watching movies is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Took us 3 days to watch an episode of Star Trek.
Wow.
Which one was it? A bad one?
No, it was an original series one, so
Then
possibly.
no bad.
Yeah. Statistics say possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably
20
say
episodes, but
say
30 good.
Kronos is technically his best film.
Okay.
But
It's good.
as I do agree, though, I think Pacific Rim's got that.
So much fun.
It's robots punching things for 2 hours.
I feel like Pacific Rim is such just an outlier to everything else he's done.
To a point. I think
Like,
the creature
I'm pleased
design
no one
has a
said
bit of
Pan's
his
Labyrinth because I
standard to
struggle
it.
with that.
Oh,
film.
see,
I
was
like
about
it.
to say
I'm not
it.
saying that.
I like
I'll
it,
admit
but
I've
to
seen
be
it.
honest, apart from the Doug Jones thing with the eyes, I couldn't tell you anything about that film,
So
having seen it.
The frog.
There's lots about, and I don't.
There's a hand in it.
Whenever I say
Oh.
I don't like Pan's Labyrinth, I mean you get the "what you burn heretic" noises from people, and there's a lot about Pan's Labyrinth that I really like. But what pulled me out of it was how fucking stupid the main character was.
Right.
And it was just like, make sure you don't eat anything.
Yeah,
You fucking more. I can't. Or the bit that got me was the final bit with the chalk. She's hiding behind a desk, and it would have been the work in a moment for her to drop the bit of chalk and the bad guy find it and figure out she'd been there.
Right.
What she does is, for no reason, reach up behind her and put the chalk on the table behind her.
Right.
Like, intentionally, so it can be found.
Yeah.
And it just left me going, I can't empathise with a character
Who's this
this
fucking stupid?
fucking stupid.
I never
And it
watch-
totally pulled me out of it.
Never
Don't watch
watch-
any Ridley Scott movies.
Well,
I
apart
know.
from that, I was going to say 24 because Jack Bauer's daughter is a complete fucking dribbler
Okay.
in that film.
I had that.
There's a term I want to see come back.
I had that.
Really?
I had that reaction with the boy in the striped pajamas.
I think if the odds were stacked against him, you could cut him a bit or something.
He did choose to go into the concentration camp, and I have no idea why.
He's not talking about the boy in the striped
He
pajamas.
was-
He's talking
he was
about the other.
Jewish,
He's talking about the
Joe.
other boy.
I know
No,
you said
no,
you
the
don't.
other
There's
boy,
two
the
I know
other
you
boy.
said you don't know much history, but
he's
maybe
not
we should
talking-
do this off air.
Right, he's not talking about the titular hero.
Oh, right, I
He's talking about
see.
the other one.
The one that.
Okay.
The one
you
that
know,
voluntarily goes.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just it had me roaring at the screen. I just don't understand why he did it.
You react to movies so weird.
Yeah, you just turn into the MGM line.
Keep it thematic.
Long
at
dead
least.
by now.
Yeah.
There's a
Sad.
thought.
Yeah, sad. Yeah. I saw, a
Contributed to more movies than I ever will.
I saw a
Dead
fantastic
as John Wick's dog.
I saw a fantastic tweet today, which was I'd like to put forward everybody who's I've ever told I've never seen The Big Lebowski for best actor for their facial expressions afterwards, because apparently they'll just go.
There's a fun movie.
I love that movie, but like it's
I
a
think I've
hard
seen it.
sell to people.
It is.
I don't think I've seen it.
Most Coen Brothers movies are.
Yeah, true.
The
True.
overall selling point of all Coen Brothers movies is that nothing happens and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like there is a
Yeah.
plot, but they're just not interested
Big
in it.
Lebowski is. I remember watching it. I saw it when I was at uni. I think I showed it to my dad, and he came over and said, "Well, nothing really happened." I said, "No, lots happened. What brilliant is the main character is completely oblivious
Yeah.
to most of the things that are happening, and you,
Okay.
at the end you go,
How did
lots
you
of stuff
do
happened around him. It was really clever."
Okay. I have to give it a go at
That's
some
great
point.
fun.
I don't
Have you not
have.
seen it?
No, I've never have.
it?
And the Academy Award goes to
It got me
the
drinking
most
White
important
Russians.
film.
Gurney McGurney face.
Yeah, for the most important faith.
No.
Anyway, that is the end of our list of listener questions. Unless, guys, you have anything else to chuck into the mix,
Bit of yeast.
you're allowed to say no. It's okay.
No.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much for listening to The Crazy Train. If you've enjoyed the show and you haven't already done so, you can subscribe to us on many of the following services. If not, there are more, because I'm going to forget some. I always do. Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbean, Podchaser, Podcast Republic, Podcast Addict, Libsyn,
Spotify.
You can get The Crazy Train on Amazon Echo by using the AnyPod app, the AnyPod skill, they call them, don't they? Tossers. Pay some fucking tax. And, you know, that's anywhere you can find podcasts generally. If you search for The Crazy Train, you should find us, or the German Wellness and Wellbeing podcast. But I like to think we're superior because, you know, they tried that once. Didn't work out so well for them.
I'll explain that to you later, Joe.
Schadenfrohen.
Meanwhile, in Joe's house.
Don't fucking climb in there.
Don't go in. Are you basically, is he all roaring basically, don't go in there, girl?
I'm trying to warn them in the only way I know how.
I really want that now.
I'm really trying to
reaction.
pirate this.
Like a Scary Movie style, like, you know, when they do the girl in Scary Movie goes with all the stereotypes of like most annoying person.
This shit is good.
I want somebody to do the same thing, but then just start roaring.
Well, you know, work hard, do
Yeah.
exams, maybe it'll happen.
Maybe there you go.
Well,
Say your
I
prayers.
still haven't seen Black Panther
Crush your
yet,
women.
so I mean,
I don't
if,
think it happens in Black Panther.
No, I'm just saying.
There's no lions in
If
that.
I go
No.
late enough and there's
It's
no
in
one
the
in the
daybreak.
cinema, I might just spend the entire time just go.
Someone might
So,
think.
oh no, this is an MGM film. It can't be the one we're looking for. We're in the wrong screen.
They do screen checks, so someone might see you and think you have issues.
A tiger in Africa.
It'll basically get noted down on a little bit of paper. It's like screaming, roaring man in screen 8.
Yeah, they rate you on the way out.
Yeah.
You're going to get a low rating.
Rate. Don't worry.
Oh.
It's not assault the
It's
audience.
not Joe going back in time to groom me. is
No. Time
Again.
grooming.
Time
grooming.
grooming.
It'd be like an episode of Queer Eye, only not.
Quantum Queer Eye.
What is for Queer Eye? It's too late in the episode for this.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, it's called.
It's
I don't
great.
even know
I
what
remember
it's
the original
about.
show. It was about 15 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
still
like a
a thing.
continuation. It's actually quite uplifting. I really like
Really?
it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They just have it's just a good feel good show. Yeah. Same concept, but
Okay. Bunch of gay guys turn up and show a straight guy how to be gay.
well, they've just called
some
it.
porn like
They've
that.
just called it Queer Eye now because they do more than men that are straight. They did a gay.
That's
black-
called Bi Eye.
They did a gay guy as well. Yeah. So
Okay. Queer Eye for the
just
Queer
Queer Eye,
guy.
just Queer
Okay.
Eye for everything.
Okay.
You know.
Queer
Start
Eye
a spin
for
off of Brass Eye then.
Queer Eye for Steve.
I mean, it might be.
Okay.
I never
Steel
saw Brass
Eye.
Eye.
Oh, you'd love
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, so you can subscribe to us on all of those things. You can also, we would always appreciate a review. 5 stars is most appreciated, but obviously we'll also take 4 with some constructive criticism.
If you like
3
Roger
or under,
Ebert.
you can fuck off.
One thumb.
What else?
Same
So
goes
you
for
can-
Goodreads.
Yeah, indeed. So you can also find the alternate podcast we do, the E14 Gamecast, which is video games and tabletop, available on all the above subscription services. Although Amazon Echo, I don't know how to make it work. So just quote me on that. It does work. I just don't know how. Otherwise, you can catch up with us on social media by emailing podcast@emotionally14.com, tweeting us at emotionally14, visiting our Facebook page, which is just called Emotionally14, or our YouTube channel, which is also called Emotionally14. Now, guys, where can people find you on social media in between shows?
You can find me online on Instagram at Harmer the Appreciator.
Nice.
On Twitter at Fucksake Blake. But you have to be quick. I'm quite quick with my posts.
Yeah, he gets suspended very fast.
And
Just
you know,
obscene.
the shit I
That's all
say.
racism.
I know.
Yeah. And
Bastard.
you can find me on Facebook
If you can find
if
him.
you can find me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad?
You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram at RealBradHB. I'm also on Vero, but fucking no one else is. I'm Brad Harmer Barnes on Facebook, and you can buy my books through Amazon.
And yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah, sorry, I was going
You
to...
should, in many
Normally,
ways.
when Brad's the last person before me, I do the plug for the Amazon books, but you're here. I didn't forget, but it's thrown me off. Joe.
The plugs
Cut that
can
bit.
take my place.
No, it's okay. Carry on.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at It's Joe Crouch. Instagram,
It's true, it is.
still at Sour Crouch. And Facebook with my name,
All right, cool.
if you know it.
Yeah. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rob Wade Vision, and I also a part of the Talk Star Wars podcasting outfit and blog, so you can find the stuff I do on there too, as I know some people have done. Hello, Matthew.
Hi.
You're not Matthew.
I'll say hi to Matthew.
Hello, Brick Fury. Oh, you're saying hello to Matthew. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So Brad's books. You can buy Brad's books
You should.
on emotionally14.com
Yeah.
using our Amazon widget, which
should.
is a nice way of giving us a little kickback from Amazon
Please do.
without
I'll put
bringing
bills
up the
to
price up for you. Yeah, exactly. See, a man cannot live on
I don't know if you. Does that mean you take a
Bread.
cut from me? I
bread.
guess?
Yeah. What?
Does that mean you take a cut from me? I guess?
Nah.
No, it doesn't
I don't know how it
change the
works.
price. It
No,
just they just
Somehow
give me
it just
some.
generates
It
extra
takes some money out of their own margin, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It seemed like a really shit version of the Bioshock speech just then.
Yeah. What is man?
Yeah.
A man cannot live without bread.
Yeah.
Man can live on bread.
Oh yeah.
And paying taxes.
Fun fact: a man can only be
Your
live
brow
on
belongs
bananas.
to your brow belongs
Lots
to
of
bread.
potassium.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Thank you for listening to the Crazy Train. Peace.
crazy.
Peace.